everyone! I'm Aishii Ai, a girl from the year 4000 who's here to entertain and make memories with all of you. Life can get crazy, so let loose with me and we'll all get through this together. Let's go! How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream! Hi, Nonaman. Hi, IJP. Hi, Rapples. Hi, Arco Barco. Hi, Anonymous. Hi, Carl. Hi, Gary. Hi, Ice Hacker. Hi, Hammer Chuckery. Hi, Bonkers Bear. Pardon me. Hi, Adam. Hi, Waverly. Hi, Willful. Hi, Winter Breeze. Hi, Augif. Hi, Gary. Very say hi to you. Hi, Godslayer. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? It's so good to see you guys. Welcome in, welcome in. Today is an exciting day. Wow! Wow! How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hi, Icicles. Hi, Yare-san. Hi, Ice Hacker. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So good to see you guys. So good to see you guys. I hope you guys are having a good day. You can call me Anon instead of Anonymous, by the way. It's kind of been my Twitch nickname for some reason. I mean, Anon rolls off the tongue quite well, you know? Rolls off the tongue quite well. So I shall. Hi, Small Rose. Hi, Snow King. Hi, Bracer. Welcome in. Welcome in. It's been 4,000 years. Listen, it has not been that long just yet. It's not been that long just yet. Yeah, welcome in. It's good to see you all again. Thank you all for coming in. Hi, I5. Guys, today is an exciting day. It is a dang exciting day because Today is my advice stream. I'm giving advice today. And giving you guys my knowledge. Yes. We get free mental health care in the year 4000. Yes, but the population is a lot smaller, and we live underground. The trade-off kind of sucks. Hi, Macho. Hi, IJM. Welcome in. Hi, Cupcake. Hi, Arigato. Welcome in. Today we're gonna have an exciting stream. I'm gonna be giving advice. We're gonna be chatting. We're gonna be talking. We're gonna be hanging out, and it'll be fun. We're also going to have the Icicles here with us. And we're going to be having questions answered, and we're going to be using this cool thing. So we're having like a text-to-speech go on the stream and ask the questions over voice. It's going to be really cool, and we're also going to see the Icicles. Yeah. So yeah, welcome in, Sans. I worked really hard on this stream. And if you guys don't know, yesterday I worked really hard on creating the Icicles. In fact, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, here, let me show you. So, on yesterday's stream, we created the official canon Icicle. But wait, that's not all, because Icicles don't have just one look. Icicles can look like all sorts of things, see? We created a bunch of these. And you guys can make your own. Right now. By checking out, let's see. Oh, Icicles. Boom, there you go. This should hopefully work. Yeah, there we go. So you guys can design your very own Icicle Sona, and you can customize it. I have everything put together in a nice little folder, and you guys can go and download it and make your own. There's different faces. There's different ways you can customize it. You can be a single icicle. You can be several clusters of an icicle. Yeah. You can also print it out and you can color it in, or you can change the colors. You can do all sorts of things because it is your Icicle Sona. You get to do whatever you want. In fact, when you do whatever you want with the icicle, I want you to submit it to the form that we have. You can see it on the community page, on the YouTube community page, or on Twitter, or on Discord. I have the link right there in the chat. And then I'll also have it in the description as well on YouTube after the stream's over. So if you guys are watching the VOD. Otherwise, you guys can see it on the YouTube community page on Discord. But yeah, you can fill out a form and you guys can submit your icicle, because on a future stream, I'm going to be showing off all the icicles that you guys have made. So yeah, make your own, decide what you want to look like, decide what you want to look like. And then we can all see it together. Yeah. So please, guys, design your own icicle and submit it, so that way we can all have a really fun day looking at all your guys' different designs and stuff like that. Yeah. So please go check it out. Hi, iGatch, welcome in. But yeah, I'm really excited. And I hope you guys are too. And today we're gonna be having you guys talk with us in the form of a few different icicles, asking questions. So it'll be the very first time we're able to see the icicles in the icy flesh or something. Yeah. Maybe you can tell my friend about this. Yeah, have them make an icicle too. It'll be really fun. I have things in like separate what's it called? I have things in like separate layers and stuff like that. You guys can also just take it and like print it out. Yeah, you can draw it yourself if you want to make like a like if you want to like, I don't know, do something like traditional, or if you want to paint something or sculpt or something. I don't know, whatever you guys want, because there's a reference for you. So you can do that. You can do whatever you'd like. Basically, as long as it has the essence of the icicle, then you're good. But I can't draw. That's okay. That's why we got that folder of all those images that you guys can use on your own. You don't have to draw at all. I did all of it for you. You're welcome. I can just make your own. Don't gotta do nothing. You can just pop stuff together. But yeah. So that's what we did. Yeah. Plop in the crystals. Yeah, exactly. Wherever you want. Can a group of icicles be called an iceberg? They should. They should be called that. They really should. But yeah. So that's that. But yeah, today we're gonna do some relationship advice. So that will be any kind of relationship. So friendship, family, or romantic. I'm gonna be giving some advice, but I need your guys' help, because I gotta test things and make sure things are working the way that I want them to. So can you guys help me test some things? Can we test some things? Hi, Chicken Adobo. Let's test some things. All right, let's go on over here, you guys. Now I thought it would be cool. We listened to one of my favorite tracks while we did this. A ZZZ song. It's pretty pog. I like the song a lot. But look! It's you guys! You're an icicle. We have a few different kinds of icicles here with us today. Icicles here in the chat. And yeah, we have you here. Yeah, you guys can blink. Isn't that cute? You guys are cute. I feel cold. Yeah. You guys are an icicle. Yeah. The ZZZ song feels intimate. It kind of feels the vibe of the advice. I agree. That's what I thought too. Yeah. You guys have been given a form. This is you now. Okay, so I wanted to test something. So how we have it set up basically is there's going to be a command that you guys can do, and you guys will do the command followed by your question, okay? I have a cooldown on it, but I want to make sure that it works because when I tried it, there was no cooldown, but I'm also the streamer, so like I automatically like trump everything usually with permissions. So I want to make sure that there's actually a cooldown on it. So I'm gonna give you guys the command to test it out, and we'll see if there's if the cooldown works. Okay? And then so don't ask any questions yet because I won't be answering them yet. We're just gonna test it. We're just gonna test it. Okay? So let's give it a test. So the command is going to be !ask. And this should work on both YouTube and also in Twitch chat. !ask and then something after that. So we can try and see if the cooldown works. So !ask, A-S-K, space, and then you can put something random.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Cool. All right. Can we get some more tests? Because
% raw input %.
% raw input %.
oh no.
Raw input %.
Oh no. Oh no.
Raw input %.
Oh no. Oh no. It broke immediately.
Run what?
What? Huh? Okay. Let me restart that. And this, Icicles, is why we test things. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Maybe it was broken on. It shouldn't have been broken on YouTube. These are the sounds of sublimation. Hi, George. Okay. Yeah, brain freeze. Honestly. Okay, let's try it again. Do exclamation point, ask, and something random. Let's see. Let's see if we can.
% raw input %.
Oh, that's so weird. Why is it not doing on the YouTube side? Okay, well, it looks like.
Run what?
Oh, okay. Okay, so I think the SpongeBob voice is broken. There's a SpongeBob voice, and it seems like the SpongeBob voice is broken. So we can't use the SpongeBob voice. So we'll take out SpongeBob, and then we'll mess with some other stuff. 1 second. Okay, let's see. So let's do that. There we go. All right. Okay, let me take a look because it should. Let's see. I wonder why on YouTube it wasn't working. It should. Let's see. Okay, well, if you guys want to try testing it again, go ahead. We're just gonna go into the testing stage while I try and see if there's an updated command for this. Let's see.
% raw input %.
Yeah, it looks like it's just YouTube that it's
% raw input %.
broken.
% raw input %.
Oh yeah, there's more icicles
%
too.
raw input %.
Wait, did it break everywhere? Oh, I think it broke everywhere. Why did it break everywhere? Huh? Oh wait, do I have, oh wait, maybe, oh, hold on. I think I know why. I think
All
because it's...
broken. All the time.
Percent raw input percent.
Okay, no, it looks like it's... It looks like it's just on YouTube, maybe. All right, let me see. Okay, oh, I do have... Let me see if maybe...
Percent raw input percent.
Okay, maybe... That?
Test.
Well, that worked. Maybe it was that other thing that I put in there. Hold on.
Etched.
Okay, I think, wait, maybe that might have fixed it. I think that might have fixed it, actually. Okay. Guys, try. Try now. Because it should be on cooldown. Okay, I think we fixed it. I think because I think I know what it was that was breaking it. I think I know what it was that was breaking it. Okay. All right, we should be good now. We should be good now. Okay. Let me restart this. Because then the cooldown should reset. And we should be good. Okay, let's have somebody in YouTube chat. YouTube chat.
Are we?
Okay, well that worked. Okay, we'll have to wait for the cooldown. Because I think it's good now. I think it's good now. I mean, I guess I could always... You know what? I'll lower it. Let's see. Let me lower the cooldown to 10 seconds to see if it's working okay. Okay, now try. Now try. Try now. Why did it work for me? Because when you asked, the bot was up. But there's a cooldown. It's working on both Twitch and on YouTube. But I think the cooldown is still active because it's across both. Here, let me restart now that I restarted the cooldown and I made it shorter. 1 second. Okay, now try. Try on both YouTube. It's
Help me. It's cold in the basement.
there is a cooldown on user though, so you guys can't spam. But let's see. Yeah, the cooldown's 10 seconds.
Boo boo the fool.
Okay, it looks like it's working fine now. Looks like it's working fine now. All right, cool. Cool. They get a bit choppy when the icicle speaks,
At
or is it
least
just
I
me?
tried.
Oh, it sounds fine to me. It shouldn't sound any different from me to you. It might just be the connection.
What's 9 plus 10?
Nice. Yeah. Cool.
Gacha roll. Goo.
All right, cool. All right, so we should be good now. We should be all good now. So let's see. So we're
How
going
do a man
to
find love?
do. Let's see. We'll do. Let's
Help
see.
me.
We'll do this, and then. Cool.
Skibbity totally at cute maxing.
What the heck? Okay, cool. Okay. I think we're good now. I think we're good now. Okay. All right. I think we're ready, guys. I think we're ready. Are you guys ready for me to give you advice? Desuyo? Desuyo? Are you guys ready? All right. Let's do this. Let's give the Icicles some advice.
Yes, yes.
Please stop spamming the ask because it'll be put on a cooldown for 2 minutes. So from now on, please only use the ask if you're actually asking a question. Please don't put any more. We do not need to test anymore. Please do not break it. Do not break it. All right. We're not ready yet. Hold on. I gotta restart it again. This is generally gonna be difficult. No, we're just gonna time out people who aren't doing it or who are abusing it. They'll just be in the timeout corner and won't be able to say anything at all for a while if they are not good. It's okay. We won't let it here, let me see. All right. So I think we should be good for now. Okay. All right. Okay. So, Icicles. You may now ask me your relationship questions. Again, it can be about what's it called? It can be about friendships. It can be about romantic relationships, family, whatever you would like to know.
What's the important part of a serious romantic relationship?
Dang, that is actually such a good, serious question to ask. Wow, that's actually a really good one. I wasn't expecting something so good right off the bat. What the heck? Okay. Let's see. What is the important part of a serious romantic relationship? I think it's communication. Communication, I think, is really important. I think it's really important to have open communication and also to want to understand the other person as much as wanting to be understood. I think obviously, like, it feels good to be understood by other people, right? That's really important. But I think that like having the desire to want to understand the other person is one of the most important parts. Because yeah. If you don't want to understand someone else's feelings, it'll be really hard for you to have like a serious conversation with them about things that might be difficult. And also be able to be vulnerable or allow them to be vulnerable themselves, you know? Yeah. That's what I would say is the most important part of a serious romantic relationship. At least within the context of the question. Yeah. Communication is a two-way road. It really is. Both people have to want to listen to the other person. Yeah. Communication rules the nation. Yeah, it's really important. I feel like a lot of things, a lot of problems can be solved just by communicating and trying to understand and not even trying, wanting to understand the other person. Because everyone has different experiences, right? Everyone has different experiences and has different feelings about things because of the experiences that they do have. And so, like, trying to understand that, even if you haven't experienced it yourself, is important. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's my answer. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? You can do exclamation point ask and the question. Oh, I should probably put that in the pin, huh? Let's see. Ask. Oh, you guys are swapping around. I'll have you guys swap around a little bit. Don't pay attention. Don't mind, you guys are just transforming a little bit. It's okay. Sometimes you have to transform a little as a treat. Yeah, you guys are evolving. It's true. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we have it. We have it pinned. I think it kind of depends. Also, sorry, we're getting like frame drops and stuff like that. I don't know why we're getting frame drops. Maybe I'll start locally recording just in case. There you go. I'll start locally recording if we need to. Twitch died? Yeah, I don't know why. Oh well. The question was, is it good to try to get to know, oh wait, hold on. There was another question. Question was from, Zalus. Is it okay to randomly go up to someone and ask to hang out, or is it considered weird? It depends on how well you know the person, right? So it's like, if you're going up to a person you've never met before and asking to hang out, and like you've literally never met, you've never had, you know, yeah, that is weird. That is weird to go up to someone and ask to hang out when you've never met them before. You'd want to get to know them at least a little bit. But yeah, if it's like a friend, like someone who has gone out of their way to spend time with you, you know, and has gone out of their way to interact with you, then that's definitely like not weird to go up to someone and ask them to hang out unprompted. But it depends on like your relationship with that person, right? Depends on how well you know them and they know you. Yeah. I would say, it'd be a little less weird depending on how you phrased it too. If it was someone that you didn't know that well, but you have met before, letting them know that like, hey, I would like to get to know you better. Would you like to hang out? That's also a good way to go about it. That doesn't come off weird, because yeah, you are expressing that you want to get to know the other person, and that you know, probably don't really know them that well, and yeah, and give them an opportunity to say yes or no. Yeah. So it really depends. It depends on your relationship with that person. I'm going to answer Yale-san's question. By the way, you guys can ask more questions. Like I said before, it's on a 2-minute cooldown. So once 2 minutes is up, you can ask another question. So you're free to ask more questions after I'm done answering them. And it should be good. But I'm gonna answer another question in the meantime until we get into a groove. Makes sense. Thanks, Ai. Of course. I hope what I said made sense. Hope what I said made sense. Yane-san asked, is it good to try to get to know a person deeply before getting involved romantically with that person? I don't necessarily think so, no. But I think it depends on the person. For some people require to have like a deep understanding or a deep connection before they're able to have any romantic feelings. And especially like more than just romance as well. Like sometimes they don't even have like sexual feelings at all.
In a slump from previous relationships and not sure how to get into one with a busy work schedule. Doesn't help I don't go out much, and if I do, it's for traveling.
Oh, I don't know what it is that you're asking, but if you're asking if you're not sure how to get into one, I think it depends. It depends on if you have like time. It depends on like if you have to make time for stuff like that. But it depends on the kind of person you are. Like getting into or getting into a relationship can be a little bit difficult, but there's like apps and stuff like that. I've played around with apps and stuff before. And it can be a really fun way to get to know new people. And like find people with things in common. I think that it's important to spend time around people that you like already, or get to know people that you have a lot in common with or whatnot, because then it makes relationships like beyond just friends easier, if that is the vibe between you two. Yeah, I think if you're in a slump from a previous relationship, you should probably spend time on yourself and try and get through that slump if you can. Because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to start another relationship and have your difficult feelings become the burden of your new partner. Because depending on the kind of person they are, that might put too much pressure on the relationship and it might not work out for you guys in that time because of that. So I think it's good to kind of like work on yourself and try to understand what it is that made you get in that slump from the relationship and how you can make it better. I also think it's just good in general to like spend time like finding ways to love yourself, even if you like hate yourself, which is totally fine. I don't know, most of the people I know hate themselves at least a little. And so if you can learn to at least love yourself a little, and find things that you do like about yourself, and whatnot, work on your self-confidence, it can help out a little bit. But there's only so much you can do. Being a human is hard. Being a human is hard.
A big thing I've struggled with before is taking a hint, especially when it comes to telling if someone's interested.
Whoa.
Do you know what some signs are that someone could be interested in you?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I would say, rely less on hints and be direct, honestly. I feel like that doesn't work for everyone, right? Not everybody is super comfortable with being direct, but I think that it's better to be honest and direct than to beat around the bush, because that can lead to a lot of like confusion and maybe even hurt feelings if people are misunderstanding each other. So instead, like spending the time to like just to ask, because it's scary to ask, right? It's scary to be honest and open. But if you trust that other person at least a little bit to know that they're not going to be like rude or whatever if you were to ask, or things wouldn't get weird between you for you to ask, then yeah, I think that you should probably just straight up just ask. However, I think there are some signs that someone could be interested in you, but they depend on the person, right? Like some people, like some people like, oh, if someone, you know, is playfully touching you or pushing your shoulder, they're into you. But that's not necessarily true. I know a lot of people who, like, you know, playfully shove everyone. I know a lot of people who are ace and they are not interested in a romantic relationship and they are touchy. But they're not touchy because they want to, like, you know, get it on with them or get a relationship. That's just who they are. So yeah, I think it's hard to say signs. I would say go with your heart. If your heart's telling you that this person might have feelings for you or that the feeling might be mutual, just ask. It's scary, but it's worth it, because if they're weird about it afterwards, then it probably wasn't going to work out to begin with, you know? So yeah, that's what I would say, I think.
Would any of this advice also work on the year 4?
On the year 4000? Would any of it work in the year 4000? Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, we're all just people, right? I think honesty is the best policy, and trying to understand other people is like a human thing. Very yeah, I wouldn't say anything's different, you know? It's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. Earlier, I wanted to kind of finish my thought a little bit. When Yare-san asks if it's good to try to get to know a person deeply before getting romantically involved with that person, yeah, it really depends on the kind of people. Like I'm demisexual, and so it means that I'm not gonna be really interested in like getting together with anybody until I've built a deep emotional relationship with that person. So I don't often see like random people as like being hot, and I'm not like, I can't just like go and hook up with a random hot guy on Tinder or whatever, because that just doesn't interest me at all. It does not interest me at all. So it depends on the person, right? Some people require that deep emotional relationship before, or deep emotional like understanding of the other person before they get a relationship or do anything intimate or whatever, or even hold hands. And other people, they don't need that. They can go in right for, you know, just meeting a new person and build that relationship and build that attraction right from the very beginning. So it really just depends on the person. I would say, from a human level, I think that it's always good to try and get to know people before trying to get in a relationship, because you'll know based on how you guys are as friends as to whether or not you'd be comfortable like spending extended amounts of time with that person, if that makes sense. Because obviously if you don't get along super great as friends, just because you're fucking doesn't mean that it's gonna be much different. Because if they have annoying habits that you don't like, those aren't gonna go away when you start fucking. You're gonna be faced with those things more often. And you should also always go into a relationship expecting that person to be the exact same. Like as they are right there. Like they're gonna change, but don't go into a relationship saying, oh, I'm gonna date this person because they're gonna get better at this thing that I don't like. Don't go into a relationship like that, because sometimes maybe they want to improve upon some things, but they don't for years and years and years, and they're sitting there building resentment because they never changed because you thought they would. You just be happy with the person that you're dating in their current state, and you can, you know, leave the relationship at any point in time, and that's okay. You know? But definitely, yeah, that'd been that's kind of like my full thought over some of those things.
Do you think long distance relationships work efficiently?
I think it depends on the person. I know loads of people who have had long-term, long-distance relationships and have lasted for several years and were really beneficial. And people are happy. It's hard because if you want to have that physical connection, which I think is important as a human, it is important to have physical touch. I'm not just talking about banging. I'm talking about, like, you know, patting them on the back when they've had a hard day, you know? Giving them a hug when they're feeling overwhelmed and stressed. Stuff like that. That's really important as humans because we are very social creatures. So you'd have to be willing to have less of that and also be willing to spend money and time to be able to see those people. And if that's something, and then in the end, like you know, if you want to, live with that person, or if you want to eventually marry that person, or whatever it is that long-term relationships look like to you, one of you is going to have to break the distance. And that has to be like something to keep in mind. And if no one's willing to do that, then I think that maybe a long distance relationship works until it doesn't, you know? Because relationships don't have to have an end goal. They can just be what they are. I think people forget about that a lot. They can just be what they are, and as long as both people are happy and both people feel safe in the relationship, then I think that it can have a beginning and an end, and that can be any duration of time. But I think that long-distance relationships do work well, depending on the people that are in them. And and if they're willing to make sacrifices when it comes to like the time that they have in their day and being able to meet up. Yeah. That's thought-provoking. You think so? You think so? I think there's beauty in having a beginning and end because that's what life is, right? Life is, we have beginnings and we have ends, and so do relationships, you know? I've ended friendships with people because they were good for me for a period of time, and then they stopped being good for me. And I was, you know, I wasn't, that person wasn't inherently a bad person, and they weren't trying to be a bad person, but they just weren't a good person for me. And so I have ended friendships because of that. And I still want them to do well, and I still want them to thrive, and I still want them to have their best life ever, right? But they can't have their best life ever if I'm over there like being unhappy with them all the time and not able to give them the love and the support that they need, right? So I think that there should be a beginning and end to things as you see fit and as what works best in your life. I think it just going about it gracefully and being considerate is most important when it comes to that kind of stuff, though. I think the big risk of long-distance relationships is that you only know what they show/tell you. They can hide things, and that would end the relationship. It takes high maturity to be responsible enough to handle long-distance relationship. For sure. You do have to have a lot of trust. And then, like I said, obviously, like, you know, right, the end goal would be that you eventually, there's no more distance. And then you're both living, you know, with each other or living nearby, right? And at that point, obviously, like, if they were hiding anything, like, you would know, right?
Is approaching someone you've hooked up with before a good decision to move forward with?
Cool.
Especially when they assume it would work.
Let's see. Approaching someone you've hooked up with, a good decision to move forward with. I think it can be, right? Because depending on how you view, like hooking up, right? How you view that experience, it could be it is a very emotional and a very powerful thing, right? And you know, there's only so many people in the world you're gonna share that with. There's, you know, billions of people in the world. I don't think that it's realistic to assume that someone's going to have a billion hookups. So there's only so many people that you can share that intimate time with, right? And so that person's gonna know you better in those ways, you know, and then you have like the after sparks of laying in the bed and talking about what the heck ever and just kind of like rambling about silly stuff or, you know, stuff like that. It does have like a level of closeness that you don't necessarily have from someone who you've never had that experience with. I think that if you feel like that experience was beneficial to both of you, and it was something that you would like to explore further in like a romantic sense or in like even just a daily getting to know them better sense, I think that can be it can be a good decision. Now, I can't speak out of experience because I haven't experienced something like that before personally, but I don't see why not, honestly, based on my experience with other things. Especially if you assumed, if they assumed it would work, then like, why not try? Why not try, right? Again, you know, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Oh well, you tried. And as long as you don't, you know, you're not an asshole to them and they're not an asshole to you, you try to understand each other, then, you know, you go, oh, well, we tried. It, you know, wasn't the best. That's okay. And you can move on. You can move on. Yeah. Yeah. Takes a significant amount of trust to expose yourself in bed like that.
I once asked a girl to hang out with me.
There's always a good amount of trust, true.
Friend's GF. I wasn't asking romantically, just wanted a friend, but he wouldn't have it.
Whoa.
What's your take on it?
Oh, so you asked a girl to hang out with you, and you didn't know that it was your friend's girlfriend, and so like what he assumed. Okay, I see. I think that this is a hot take. Okay, it's not really a hot take. I think if someone else is so possessive over their partner that they don't want them hanging out with the opposite sex, I think that speaks a lot about that person's lack of self-esteem. Their lack of self-esteem. It says less about like you and more about them. And at the end of the day, like, there's nothing you can do, right? There's nothing you can do, because if the person that you wanted to hang out with doesn't want to say, hey, that's messed up, boyfriend, you can't do that, then obviously, like, it's not up to you to decide what that person should do in their relationship. Like, you don't have a right to tell someone else what they can or can't do in their relationship. But yeah, I think that is yeah, a really big red flag. If someone else doesn't want other people hanging out with that, it just means that they don't trust their partner, and they're also they don't feel confident enough in themselves to trust their partner with other people, and that's definitely something that they should work on, because it's healthy for everyone involved if they do. Because everyone should be able to hang out with, like, whoever they want, in my opinion, as long as it's not hurting them, right? Also, I'm also of the belief kind of that, like, cheaters are gonna cheat. So, like, if someone wants to cheat, they're gonna cheat. It doesn't matter if you, quote unquote, give them an opportunity or not.
Another person when this
You know?
person is ugly and broke.
How a person approaches another person when this person is ugly and broke? Well, looks, if you're talking about, like, if you think that yourself or someone else is ugly, I don't know if you knew this, but, like, looks are subjective. Everyone has different tastes, and everyone likes different things. Also, being broke isn't a problem unless you're letting it hold you back in life. Like, for example, if you're like 45 years old, you're still living with your parents, you don't have a job, you don't want a job, and you're relying on everyone else to get everything, and it's not like you have a disability. If you have a disability, that's different, right? But you just don't want to, then that's, you know, you should probably work on yourself and try and find a passion in life that makes you feel good, and try and find something to help you be able to, you know, earn some revenue so that you can help out your family and help out your friends and be able to provide for people that you love and care about, right? So I think it's important, like, to consider the circumstances, right? But if you just don't have money, I mean, you can get a job. There's a lot of jobs out there. You don't need money to find a partner, but you definitely do need to be responsible in order to have respect for yourself, and also for other people to have respect for you, because you take the things that you want to do in life seriously. And a job is one way to show that you do have drive, because you're doing that thing, you know, like X amount of hours a week, right? So that's one way to show that you have drive and that you have a passion, is by having a job. But you don't need to make a ton of money or, like, have a particular kind of career to do that. Yeah, responsibility. Yeah. When it comes to looks, it's all just subjective. It's all just depends on the person. One person's yum is another person's yuck. Beauty standards in one way is, like, completely different in, like, another country, and also, like, beauty standards in, like, one place doesn't reflect, like, the majority of people, or what the majority of people should look like or even want to look like, you know? So yes, that's my answer.
What would be a fun activity to try out for a first-time date?
A fun activity to try out on a first time date. Honestly, something I would say to do something that you have in common. Do something you have, like, in common, or go to a place that you guys both like. For example, I went my very first, like, date, quote unquote date. I would say it was like a kind of casual date. It was this girl that I got to know through a dating app, and we met up for the very first time at a bookstore. We went to a bookstore together, and we looked through the manga and stuff like that, and that was really, really, really fun, because we were able to talk about the manga that we liked, the manga that we grew up with, the manga that was our favorite, the manga that was our least favorite. You know, we found some rare gems in there that we were like, holy shit, I forgot about this one. Or, oh my god, have you ever heard that one? No, I've never heard about that one. Tell me about it, you know? I would say that was like the most fun, like, first date I've ever had, because I think it can feel a little intimidating to go and, like, out to eat on a first date, because, like, I don't know, you're just, like, sitting at a table across from each other, and, like, what do you look at? You just stare into their eyes the whole time. That could be intimidating for some people. Okay, so then do you like just look around you? I don't know. It just there's so much opportunity for awkwardness at like a dinner, and then like a movie. You're not even looking at each other. Yeah, and now talk for 2 hours. Stare at each other and talk for 2 hours. This person you just met. Yeah, it's intimidating. So I think doing something in common. Do something in common that you both like. You know, if you guys like to go on walks, go on a walk together, right? You know, you like mini golf. Go mini golf, you know? You guys like, you know, video games? You know, maybe go to a video game store, like a secondhand video game store. Maybe check out what they have and stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. That's what I would personally recommend. Yeah. If you're broke because life hasn't been kind to you, and not because of your own fault, a good person will understand it. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're down on your luck and you're not gonna have like a bunch of disposable income. And that's one of the great things about going on dates to a place like guess what? I went to that bookstore. I didn't spend any money. No, I spent $2 on parking that day. I spent $2 on parking that day. There you go. And honestly, I could have spent less. I could have spent less and walked a little bit further, right? So like, but I didn't spend any money at that bookstore. So you can go and have a date and like, you know, get to know people without spending a dime, which is really great if you don't have disposable income.
To meet new people as an adult.
Ooh, good places to meet new people as an adult. Oh, I feel like it's difficult if you're a young adult. It can be a little bit easier to meet people if you like go to like school or something like that, right? But I would say an older adult, it's a little bit more difficult because you're not forced to be in the same space as a lot of others and you have to go out of your way. So I would say good places to meet other new people is by creating new habits. Like create new habits. Like maybe you go to a cafe every Friday. Every Friday you go to a cafe and you read a book in the cafe and you order a coffee and you're there for like 2 hours, right? Do that. That is a great way to meet like new people who might be doing the same thing as you, right? Or maybe you go to the library. Maybe you go to the library and you read some manga once a week, you know, every time. Or like once a week, yeah, every week, right? Or you find a club. There are adult clubs, not like party clubs, but like clubs for like different things, right? Maybe you really like reading. You go to a book club, or you could even start a book club, and you can host it at places like the library, where you can host it for free, by the way. And sometimes cafes will allow you to host things for free and stuff like that. Yeah. Maybe you go to like thrifting. Maybe you go thrifting like every week or something like that. Like choose a place that you like to go, that it makes you like, that's the thing that you like to do. One of the things, right? Or start a new hobby. Maybe, you know, learn to golf and go golfing often, right? You're going to meet other people that are going to be doing those things because they're going to be there, right? And then naturally conversation can spark up either because someone else saw you and they're like, oh, I like your shirt or something, right? And then you end up having a conversation and then you might have a new friend now, you know? But you do have to go out. You do have to go out and you do have to go and put yourself out there. You have to exist in IRL
space. It's okay to give your ex a
space.
second chance if time passes and it looks like she changed for the better?
I think sometimes, yes. I think sometimes you can re-enter in a relationship with an ex, but this kind of goes back to what I was saying before about like I was saying earlier about how you see that person. Like when you get into a relationship with someone, you should be getting into a relationship with that person, looking at them as they are in that moment and accepting them for who they are and being okay with them as who they are. So say, for example, you get back together with your ex, right? Okay, if you get, like, I think first off, you should probably like, if you guys aren't friends yet, if you guys haven't like started like a friendship, you should probably like hang out as friends first and get to know each other. Maybe have some like, you know, important conversations, because if that person is still has the same issues you had with them previously and you re-enter this relationship, then you can't go into it expecting them to change anymore. Like once you enter that relationship, you have to accept the person for as they are in that moment. In that moment. Yeah, and if there were past things and issues that hurt, then like you have to be willing to forgive them and try to trust them. But if you're not yet at that point, then it's not a good idea to get into a relationship again. Maybe you just start off as friends and see where that goes. And if you're comfortable and happy with how your relationship is as friends, then you can look like further than that, right? You can look further than that. But don't assume that they're better. Don't assume that you'll be okay with, you know, the things that they do. It's better to just go in and be completely like upfront about your feelings, you know, and what it is that you want. Not necessarily with them. Don't have a conversation with them, but have a conversation with yourself and figure out what it is. Figure out what it is that you want out of that relationship, and figure out if you can get that from them and if you are beneficial to them, if you are giving them what they need as well. It's tough. It's a little tough, but it can work if you guys both want it to work and you guys are both happy and comfortable with who you are as individuals and also as like a couple. Lets you see, friendship first lets you see their habits and such firsthand again. Yeah, I would definitely never recommend to just jump into it though. I would recommend getting to know them kind of like from the beginning again. Kind of getting to know them from the beginning and kind of starting over. Fresh slate, get to know them, and then pursue it further if that's what you think would make you both happiest. Yeah. Oh yeah, to talk about like places you could go to. Yeah, speed dating. You could also do speed dating. That is a thing that you can do. I've never done speed dating, but I've like watched like lots of I've watched lots of like people tell story times and stuff about it. And some people meet some amazing people through there. Sometimes you just gotta put yourself out there. And again, you might not be dating anybody, but you might have a new best friend, you know? The rose glasses of a relationship also make you miss things that you wouldn't if you restart as only friends. So true. Yeah, if you like hop into the relationship that you had before with like your ex and you guys immediately like start fucking, I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna have a really hard time because you're gonna be brought back to only the good things of that relationship and not the bad things because you're only doing the fun things. I would not recommend jumping in and just going immediately to the fun stuff. You need to have the hard conversations and you need to just learn how to like each other as people and then go from there. And then go from there. I wish there was speed friending. Honestly, sex doesn't wash dishes. So true. It doesn't. If only it did. Speed friending. Yeah, the closest I came to that is using like, there's a few apps. There's a few like dating apps that they have friendship modes and you can turn off the dating mode and just turn on friendship mode. And I have gotten to know some people through that. And that was really fun. That was really fun. I got to know some people. I will say that I did not follow up, like we hung out like a couple times, but I was not able to keep up with those relationships because my real life stuff started to get really busy, and my more what's it called? The relationships that I had that were already deeper than that relationship, like my friendships, I had to prioritize those because my life started getting really busy and I didn't have enough time for the new relationship, which was too bad. But we're still like mutuals, you know? And so like we could still hang out if we want to, but just that one time I haven't been able to hang out with them much. I'm DMing you later for that. Yeah, I think I told you about it. But yeah, it can be hard to find the time sometimes. And it, honestly, it feels a little bit like a dating app anyway, because you're still doing the swipe and you're still having to have conversations, you know? But at least there's no expectation of, you know, anything further because it is a friendship only. It is a friendship only. Yeah. If you guys want to ask a question, you guys can do !ask. And this is for relationships, so family, friends, or romantic. You can ask a question. I need more friends since the ones I have, we barely talk. Yeah, it can be difficult. It can be difficult. I do recommend, like, if you are struggling to, like, not feel like you have a space where you can, like, hang out and talk to people and, like, I don't know, feel full. Definitely see if you can make some more friends. Hang out in spaces. Go do things. Put yourself out there. It's scary. It's scary as fuck, but, like, it pays off. It pays off because then, you know, you have friends. And if it doesn't pay off and, like, you don't have any more friends, at least you have new memories. And, like, you had good times, right? And maybe you even learned something. You know, you learn things every single time you do something new and every single time you try something different. So even if you don't have what you wanted out of it, you still gain something, you know? You still gain something. You know? You know? Hi, Wilbur, welcome in. I think all pickup lines are bad. I don't know a single person who's
Best way or
likes
advice
it.
to get over someone? I think I needed pensive face.
Best way or advice to get over someone. I would say, one, if it's possible, try and cold turkey stop talking to them. Try and, bye, Augif, have a good one. Try and cold turkey stop talking to them, because the more you surround yourself with someone you're trying to get over, the more that it's just gonna kind of keep hurting. So give yourself some space for that person. If you're already doing that, or if it's difficult to, then well, I guess I'll let you answer that question. But yeah, just get some space from them, and then focus on yourself and the things that you really love. And if you ever find yourself in those moments where you're really struggling about, like, the end of that relationship, or like the end of, like, you having feelings for someone and then not being, like, met, I would say whenever you're in those moments, write down how you're feeling, because when you understand how you're feeling, it's easier to process those feelings and move on. But when you're in the state of just, like, I'm so distraught, I'm so sad, or I'm so upset, and you're not quite sure, like, why, it can be hard to move on. But, like, trying to understand the why is helpful. So yeah, like, writing down those feelings, I think, is a good idea. And then I think another good, another recovery to that of getting over someone is if you feel comfortable to reintegrate them into your life. And by that, I mean, like, say, for example, if you just had them blocked because it was hard to see them, but you don't hate them, right? You just block them, like, unblock them. Allow yourself to remind that they exist, but like, try and work through those feelings. Feelings are difficult and feelings are hard. But running away from your feelings won't lead to the healing that you need. And you can run away from your feelings for a while. You can run away from your feelings as long as you'd like. And as long as you need to, you know? But eventually, to really feel at peace, you will need to confront your feelings, and you'll need to understand your feelings. So once you're ready for that, then you can confront them and you can try and work through them, and then find peace with that person that you needed to get over. But sometimes you just need to be away from that person and you need to not spend any time around that person. It's just better for you. And if that's the case, that's fine too. That's fine too.
How would you get out of a toxic relationship?
I think that's a little too much of a vague question, because there are a lot of different layers to a toxic relationship. And as to, like, if it's, like, abusive or not and stuff like that, I would say, if you find yourself in a toxic relationship, end it. And I know that's stupid. It sounds stupid and, like, well, no shit, of course, just end the relationship. But yeah, no, like, stop making excuses for yourself, or not even for yourself, for the other person's behavior. And think about what you want and what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, you only have one life and it's yours to live. And if someone else is making your life harder to live, then it's better to not have them in your life anymore. If you can, obviously, like, try and get maybe advice from other people, but ultimately, if you're in a toxic relationship, you shouldn't be in it. you should end the relationship. And then you can figure out what it was about that relationship was so awful. And like, you could kind of come to terms with that. And if you felt like it was recoverable or whatever, then you can figure that out. And just because you're with somebody who like means well, someone who means well and someone who's trying to do the good thing can still be toxic, you know? Someone who does something that hurts you may not have done it to hurt you, but it doesn't mean that it didn't hurt you, you know? But you should be happy. And you can always, again, there can be beginning and ends to things. And relationships can be those things. And just because you end the relationship doesn't mean that like it's an end forever if you don't want it to be. It really just comes down to what makes you both happy. It's hard to go through some breakups if you see them often, but at the end of the day, she's still your sister. End it. The details depend on the context, but ending it is the only solution. Yeah, you can't see the whole swamp while you're neck deep. Oh, that's me. I did that. Yeah, it's true. You can't see the whole swamp when you're neck deep. So true. Ex was a good person overall, caring and all, but she made bad decisions. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of people who are like genuinely good people, you know, and care a lot, but sometimes they're just not good for you, you know? Sometimes they're not good for you. And that's okay. And yeah, sometimes they make bad decisions. And if that hurt you, and if they keep hurting you, then you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be there. People make mistakes, you know, and you can choose to forgive them, right? And you're the only one who gets to decide how it makes you feel, right? But ultimately, if you're in a relationship that makes you feel unhappy or unsafe, then that's not a relationship that you should be in. Because life is hard enough without something else to like pull you down, you know? Problem with running away from your feelings is that those feelings are your own and thus always with you. Oh yeah, absolutely. So you have to eventually face them to deal with them. Yes, you do. You can run away from your feelings for as long as you'd like. Some people run away from their feelings when they experience like death in their family. Some people don't change I was watching like this documentary. It wasn't a documentary. It was a kind of documentary about this lady who she lost her husband and they had been married for like 40 plus years, right? And he passed and she kept the house the same way as when he passed for like over 2 years. It had not changed once. There was just more clutter everywhere because she didn't want to move anything or change anything because she wasn't willing to accept that and move on. And that's totally fine. Eventually she did. She was able to face her feelings and she was able to come to terms with them and she was able to, she cleaned up her house and she changed some things up and she was able to move forward, but it took a while. And no one gets to decide how long you take to process those feelings, you know? As long as, I think the only thing to be considerate of is don't make your problems other people's problems. Like, you know, if you can't move forward and you need time to think, you need time to decide how you feel, that's totally fine. But don't be bitching and moaning to your friends every single day about this person. If you're choosing to focus on those things every single day for like, you know, the next 8 months, like that's draining on you and it's draining on your relationships. So definitely try and be aware of how you're choosing to process so that you're doing right by you and doing right by the people who care about you because they want to be there for you, but they can only be there for you as much as you let them. Yeah. Best to deal with your emotions while they're fresh and not let them affect you in the long run. Yeah, if you can, if that's possible. I have a friend who's been making excuses for over 3 years. She finally managed to gather the courage to end the relationship. And if I forget what F-A-I-K means. If it's as far as I know. Yeah, as far as I know. Okay, as far as I know, maybe they're back again. Yeah, it can be hard to leave a relationship, especially if it's an abusive relationship. Those are very hard to leave. Also, it's hard to like leave a relationship if it's all you've known for a long time or if it's all you've known ever, because it feels very precious. But I'll tell you what, no matter how old you are, you're gonna live plenty longer, and there's over 1 billion people in this entire world, there's someone out there that's not gonna make you feel fucking miserable. So definitely fucking don't settle for shit just because shit is all that you smelled. Yeah, convenience of staying. Yeah, and then there's like that, what is it called? The sunken cost, the sunken cost, whatever it's called. It's basically this idea of if you are already in a relationship for like
Best
several
advice
years.
for getting over not just the fear of rejection, but the sting of it when it actually happens?
Best advice for getting over not just the fear of rejection, but the sting of it when it actually happens. Self-care. Honestly, sunk in cost fallacy. Yes, that's what it's called. Thank you, Zalis. It's just self-care. Self-care, and depending on how hard you take rejection, therapy can help a lot. Because if rejection is something like we experience rejection in our everyday lives, often, right? We don't do good at work, or if we disappoint someone, or if we miss a deadline, maybe we woke up late, maybe we went to a meeting late, maybe we're meant to hang out with friends, but we had to cancel, or they had to cancel, or maybe wanted to hang out with a friend and they said no, sorry, I can't. We deal with rejection all the time. When it happens, I think it's important to take that time to understand the whys and the facts, right? Like, if you expressed your feelings to someone and they were like, hey, I appreciate that, but I do not feel the same, then it's a good moment to look inwards and go, okay, this person that I cared about a lot does not feel romantic feelings towards me, but that doesn't mean that they hate me. It doesn't mean that they suddenly don't they want nothing to do with me, right? It doesn't mean I'm unlovable. It doesn't mean that that they don't care about me, right? There's a lot of things a simple rejection doesn't mean, right? 9 out of 10 times a rejection is, especially a romantic rejection, is because someone else doesn't have romantic feelings for you. And I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but there have been people I've really cared about that I've kind of wanted to have romantic feelings for, right? I can't make that. I can't make it happen. There are people who have been really kind and wonderful towards me, and I loved spending time with them, but I did not have a single lick of romantic feeling towards them. I didn't want to hold their hand. I did not want to smooch them. I did not want to cuddle up with them. Nope. Not at all. Not even slightly. Absolutely not. But it didn't mean that I didn't want to hang out with them or go and, do fun activities with them, make fun memories with them, hang out and talk about books that we care about, or go and listen to music that we like, right? It didn't mean those things, it didn't mean that I didn't want to do those things. I just didn't have romantic feelings towards them. And oftentimes that is the reality of rejection. Is it doesn't mean that people don't care about you. It's just they don't have that sort of feeling toward you, and there's nothing we can do about that. Love is a very mysterious thing, and we still to this day cannot accurately describe it. It's just a bunch of brain chemicals, and it is fascinating. I would say if you take rejection incredibly hard, if it's kind of earth-shattering for you, then I would say therapy is a good way to do that, because if it's earth-shattering for you, it probably means that you probably had a lot of rejection in your life, or you experienced some traumatic things that dealt with rejection, and that requires you looking deep inwards and trying to understand why it is that you feel that way, and try and heal that relationship with yourself or with others.
AI. How do I get an acquaintance to accept that our friendship is over because they were jealous of my friend's relationship with me?
How do I get an acquaintance to accept that our friendship is over because they were jealous of my friend's relationship with me? This is how you have them accept it. You end the friendship and you stop talking to them. And if you want to handle it responsibly, which I would recommend to do if you can, I would have a conversation with them, or you can send them a message and say, hey, I am not comfortable being friends with you. You can tell them the reason why if you want to. If you just simply do not want to be friends with them, technically you don't even have to give them a reason. But yeah, you can just tell them that you don't want that. However, if you feel like that, if you care about that person and you feel like that relationship, that friendship that you have with that person is recoverable, then you should have a conversation about it and try and understand why they were jealous of their friend's relationship with you. But if it is as you say and your friendship is over with this person, you want nothing to do with this person, then all you have to do is say, hey, you know, I don't feel comfortable being friends with you. And you can say why if you'd like. You'd say, you know, the way that you have reacted to, you know, my relationship with blah, 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 you know, has deeply hurt me. And I, at this time, don't see a future friendship with you. And it would be best for me for us to no longer speak. And yeah, you can kind of keep it like that. You can kind of do that. They don't have to accept it. And in fact, you don't have to even talk to them anymore after that if you don't want to. If you really care about them.
Birthday present, even if we are not speaking right now?
No, don't give your ex a birthday present. That's a really, no offense, that's a really stupid idea. Don't give your ex a fucking birthday present, especially if you guys aren't speaking. He's your ex for, they are your ex for a reason. You should save that money and you should go and hang out with someone else. You know? But yeah, put yourself first, and make sure you're taking care of you. And if you need to, if that person doesn't accept the fact that you guys aren't friends anymore, there's a fancy thing called a block button. Just block them. Block them and move on. Move on, because they are not beneficial to your life anymore. And you need to be taking care of you, you know? I've had that and even tried to convince myself I should love someone because I respect and trust them a lot. Yeah, me too. I've definitely felt like guilty for not having romantic feelings for other people. And I'm like, fuck, this person cares about me so much and they love me so much, but I can't return their feelings. I can't return their feelings. And it sucked. But yeah, you can't force those feelings. Like, I've tried. I'm sure many of us have tried. That's not how the brain chemicals work for some reason, you know? Also, if you asked a question and the TTS didn't go, it's because it's on a cooldown, so feel free to ask it again if you'd like. For when it goes down. Also, if you guys are leaving trolls, you will be timed out. Someone who is grown up, always having been told to be cognizant and aware of others and being shamed for not being that when I mess up. Sometimes it's tough to put myself first. I totally understand. Oh my God, I have so much to say about that, actually. I have so much to say about that. So here's the thing. If you guys grew up, and religion is pretty bad about this too. If you grew up, especially religious, I guess it depends on the religion, right? Or you grew up and you were told to put other people's feelings first. It's good to consider other people's feelings, but at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. Like, bitch, you have to live with yourself, and you have to, like at the end of the day, when everyone goes home from a party, you're the one sitting at home alone by yourself in your bed, okay? And if you don't take care of yourself, then how do you expect you to take care of other people?
Hey, I am the guy who went to boarding school, and I have a question. There's this girl that I think is very pretty, but I haven't talked to them. How do I talk to them for the first time?
How do you talk to them for the first time? I don't know, just find a reason to speak with them. Just treat it like every other person you've ever met. Except, like of course you have, like, you know, you think that they're really pretty, but you can just do anything that you could do with anyone else. Like, for example, if I'm walking around and I see somebody and I think they have a cool shirt, I personally, at least me, I'm very outgoing, but I'd be like, oh, hey, I like your shirt, right? And they'll probably be like, oh, thank you so much. And then I'll keep walking, right? But I would probably like, yeah, just approach it like that. Like if you think that person looks really pretty today, maybe compliment something that they chose to do with their appearance that day. I would recommend doing something like if they styled their hair well, be like, oh, I like how you styled your hair today, right? Or I like the shirt that you're wearing, or I like the color of the blah 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 blah. Or if you guys are in the same place doing the same sort of thing, maybe you see that she has a book that you know that you like or whatever, you can just do that. You can just, yeah. And then ultimately like see if like, you know, she is interested in having more of a conversation. If she talks back to you and she maybe asks questions about you, or maybe, you know, inquire something about you, then you guys get to talking more, perhaps, but it'll happen naturally. Big detail here, something they chose. Yes, something they chose. That's why I said, that's why I use those specific words. Like, for example, like people can't choose what their nose looks like. People can't choose what their eyes look like. People can't choose what their mouth looks like. They can't choose how tall they are, how short they are, how wide their hips are. They can't choose any of those things, right? That's how they were born. I mean, they can change some things, you know, if they have surgeries, right? But generally speaking, you don't want to, or at least I wouldn't recommend complimenting those things. I would compliment something that they specifically chose to do. So how they chose to style their hair, how they chose to do their makeup that day, you know, what colors they decided to wear, you know, what articles of, you know, what accessories, maybe they have earrings, you know, they chose those things and they put thought into those things. And so it's going to feel nicer than if someone would be like, oh, I really like your, I don't know, even your smile, right? That feels a little weird sometimes. Like, oh, I really like your smile. It's like, oh, thanks. Yep, that's my smile. Yep, this is how I smile. I can't do anything about it. Thank you, I guess. It can feel awkward unless like you're close friends. If you're closer friends, then it's not. You kind of get over that awkward part, you know?
Like, how can you tell if they're interested in dating or just be friends? I ask this cause my parents constantly tell me I'm oblivious.
It kind of goes back to what I was saying a little bit earlier, honestly. You just have to ask. Like, some people have really good like intuition and can tell, right? Sometimes you can just tell. Sometimes people make it really obvious, but one person's obvious is another person's like obliviousness, right? I think that it's better to just literally ask, right? Because if they get offended over you asking, like, I think that just says a lot about how they're maybe not the best person for you. Like asking someone like, hey, you know, do you have feelings for me? If they say no, then you should probably take that at face value, right? You know? Probably take that at face value. But you can also choose other ways to ask too. You can also just be like, oh, hey, like, do you want to spend time more, you know, do you want to spend some time together? Do you want to go and do this thing, right? But ultimately, it's always important to like just be straight up honest and ask and not like make assumptions, I think. Yeah. Parents always think you're perfect for your friends in a romantic way. True. They also can't really tell unless they see how you behave around someone else. Otherwise, they might think you're a nervous or flirty person as a whole. True. I just assume my parents say I'm oblivious just to be nice. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I thought someone had feelings for me, like a month later, they're not even talking to me anymore. Yeah, I don't know. If that's the case, maybe you should probably start asking more questions. You should start asking more questions like, if you feel like they have feelings for you, but then they stop talking to you, you should probably maybe message one of them that you feel comfortable to and say like, hey, I noticed that we haven't been speaking as much anymore. I'd still, you know, like to spend more time with you or whatever. You know, you can do something like that. Because also one of the things are too, and I'm not saying this is the case with you, but like say for example, if they had feelings for you and you thought maybe they did, but then you weren't pursuing them, say you had feelings for them too, but you weren't pursuing them, and they were too, you know, nervous to ask, because a lot of people are too nervous to ask, but you weren't pursuing them, then they'll probably fuck off. Because like if I'm hanging out with someone and they don't seem to be into me, and they especially like aren't like, you know, wanting to spend time with me, then I'm probably gonna stop talking to someone. If someone doesn't seem interested in me, like, you know, friendship or otherwise, I'll probably stop talking to them too, because I'm like, oh, well, they probably don't want to spend more time with me. Then I'm gonna spend my time on other relationships that I have, you know?
Do you think it's better to keep a new relationship private? What about telling your friends about issues within your relationship?
Oh, those are good questions. Those are good questions. I think that one, I think a relationship should always be between the people within the relationship. I think that that's really important. I think that in-laws, I think that friends, I think that everything else shouldn't really be like an indicator of what you're going to do in that relationship, I would say. Because at the end of the day, you're getting in a relationship with that person. Now, this is, of course, different depending on like your culture, your religion, and all stuff like that, right? But at least me personally, I don't give a shit if I don't get to know like the person I'm dating's like family or whatever. I don't care. I don't care because I'm not in a relationship with their family. I am not dating their family, and I'm certainly not fucking their family. And their family is not going to get to know me as much as the person that I'm dating, right? So I think that you shouldn't be completely private about your relationship, because that can put you in a difficult spot if there's abuse involved. But I think that you should share as much about your relationship that you want to with whoever you want to. So I think that if you're in a new relationship, I think you should share it with whoever you'd like, whenever you feel comfortable to. But I don't think that it's a good idea to be too private about it and not tell anyone, because that can be dangerous. I think that telling your friends about the issues within your relationship is good, but you got to keep in mind, if you only tell your friends the bad things about your relationship, then that's all they're going to think of. And if you want your friends to hang out with your partner, then all your friends are going to be thinking is about all the times that they fucked you over and they made you cry and they made you upset. And so there is a balance. I think that like it's a good idea to like maybe tell the friends that like maybe they're your long distance friends who might not ever see your partner, right? Maybe tell like your long distance friends that you can trust really well all the shit in your relationship, right? And maybe your friends that are like live close to you or whatever, that do see your partner on the regular, maybe don't tell them every single thing that annoys you about them to like your friends, right? I think there's a balance. But you should definitely tell your friends and stuff about your relationship, because if they feel like you're in danger or if they feel like something's not good for you and you're not seeing it, you should have like a different
interests and
perspective.
ideals. Should I try to relate to them a little bit in order to get closer, or is there a line to that?
When a person I'm interested in has different interests and ideals, should I try to relate to them a little closer in order to get closer, or is there a line to that? I think, this is actually a great question. I really like this question. So I think if you're with someone and they have different interests, if that is interesting to you, delve in, get to know it a little bit more, right? Get to know a little bit more. But if you don't give a flying fuck about their other interests, no, because you only have so much fucking time in the day. You only have so much fucking time on this earth. You need to do whatever it is the fuck that you want to do. What do you want to do? Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, you should care about the things that they do. And they should care about the things that you do, right? But it depends on the dynamic, right? Say, for example, you're in a relationship with someone and they have say, for example, they go to Magic the Gathering on Friday. They go and play Magic the Gathering every single Friday for Friday Night Magic, okay? That's what they do, okay? But on Friday nights, what do? You go hang out with some of your friends and you watch a movie while eating popcorn and drinking mimosas, all right? Now, it doesn't mean that suddenly now your partner needs to stop going to Friday Night Magic and needs to come and watch movies. It does not mean that. It doesn't mean that you need to stop going and watching your movies and going and playing Friday Night Magic. But If one of the weeks you want to go to Friday Night Magic, sure, you can go. You can learn the game. You can play. Fuck, who knows? Maybe it can be your new favorite thing, right? You can go and do that thing. But neither one of you should be changing up everything just because you're in a relationship with the other person. But if you want to go and do those things, if you want to learn more about their, if you want to, like, say, for example, they're religious and you're not that religious, but you want to learn more about their religion, sure, go ahead. But there should never be pressure on you to do anything that you don't want to do. If you want to do those things, sure. And if that's important to your partner, they should bring it up. They should bring it up and they should tell you what's important to them, right? And you should listen and try and understand them, but it doesn't mean that you have to do that thing. Doesn't mean you have to. But you should at least, like, want to understand and consider their feelings. But you both should...
How do you know if you are ready to date again?
You both should be spending time thinking about what makes you happy and what benefits you want to bring to the other people, like the people that you're like dating. Yeah. If it comes to things like gaming, reading novels, I'm all right with that. It's just that our ideals sometimes don't go very well. I think if it's like a fundamental level, right? If it's like a fundamental level of like ideals, that can be that could be a, what's it called? Not a game changer. Like the straw that breaks the camel's back. That's not the phrase that I'm thinking of, but it can end up like not working out. Because there's some things that just don't work, right? Like, say for example, if you're dating someone and they want to have kids, but you don't want to have kids, and you both feel very strongly about that, then the person who wants to have kids has no right to pressure you into wanting kids, and you also have no right to pressure that other person into not having kids. Like, if that's like your hill to die on is kids, and their hill to die on is no kids, then it's not going to be a good fit, and you should probably end the relationship so you both can be happy. But yeah, definitely when it comes to core values, have a conversation about it, have serious conversations about it, and decide whether or not that's something that works with you. Because again, both of you should be happy in the relationship and want to make each other happy without sacrificing yourself. There will be times that you have to make compromises, but it shouldn't be over extreme things. It shouldn't be over extreme things. You shouldn't compromise over extreme things that makes one of you angry and makes the other person happy. That's not a compromise. That's just bad. Bye, Ayash. Thanks for being here. Have a good one. Hi, Ayash. Welcome in. Deal breaker. Yeah, deal breaker. That was the word I was trying to do.
How do you make friends at work? Is it the same as making friends in school, or are there different and spoken courtesy rules?
I would say it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. Making friends at work is pretty similar to making friends at school. And that goes in terms of respect and stuff like that. For example, you can't choose who you're in school with, right? Just as you can't choose who you're at work with. So that means that sometimes you end up being around people that you don't gel with super well, and that's fine. You need to make it work. And there's other times that you end up getting really, really close to other people. And then there's the special breed, which I was kind of that breed, where you have work friends, but they're not your friends outside of work. Do you know what I mean? Some people you can get along with super duper well at work, and you guys just vibing, you guys are basically BFFs within work, but you don't care to hang out with them outside of work. You don't want to. And I think that's the only thing to keep in mind when it comes to making friends at work, is just to understand that just because you guys get along super duper well at work doesn't necessarily mean that they want to spend time with you outside of work. They might already have a bunch of really close friends that they hang out with outside of work, and they don't have room to have you in their life too. But it doesn't mean that they hate you. It doesn't mean that they don't like you. They like you. That's why they're talking to you and why they're spending time with you at work, and you're chatting up, but you're not necessarily going to go and go to a theme park together, Yeah, it's not all friendships are the same, and that's fine. I think work friends usually happens when their hobbies don't match, but they're still fun to chat with at work. Yeah, Yeah. I made a lot of work friends that I had like almost nothing in common with, but we found common ground because of work. But like I wouldn't know what to do with them outside of work, you know. How long should you wait for your partner to propose or take a more committed step? I think that comes down to like some fundamentals. I think I think,
I'm decent at small talk, but I have about 20 minutes of material before I run out of stuff to talk about. Do you have any tips for keeping the conversation going?
I think, so conversations, they come in, they have their lulls, right? But it's not your responsibility to keep the conversation going. If someone else wants to keep the conversation going, they will. They will find things to talk about. Don't focus so much on always filling dead air. Dead air can be good, and dead air can also be an indicator that this relationship isn't gonna go anywhere. You know what I mean? Because it's a two-way street. When you're having a conversation with someone, you should be talking, but they should also be talking, right? It shouldn't be just one person's always talking. And it could be a little different depending on the kind of people you are, right? Maybe one's a yapper and one's more of a listener, but that person shouldn't be a listener because they were forced to be a listener. They should be a listener because they want to be a listener, right? So if you're like talking with someone and they're not really replying or anything like that, that can be kind of an indicator that they don't really want to have a conversation and maybe to move on. But if they're really engaged in the conversation and they're constantly asking about the things that like you're talking about, then they're being engaged, right? I would say if you're focused on like having like material, stop focusing so much on material and focus on what you can learn about them, because it can be great to like talk about yourself and stuff like that, but make sure you're asking about them too. And if they're not biting, if they're not giving you much to work off of, they're not interested. Move on. Don't keep the conversation going because they don't want it to continue, you know? And if they did want it to the conversation to continue, but they are having a hard time, that's on them, not on you. You shouldn't be holding someone's hand throughout an entire social interaction. That's exhausting. And that shouldn't be the basis of your relationship either. Because if your whole relationship is you holding the other person's hand, helping them through everything, you're basically their mommy or daddy. Do you want a relationship where you're someone else's mom or dad their entire relationship? Maybe some people do. Some people like that power imbalance. And if that's what you like, go for it. But for most people, they have enough stuff to worry about. They don't want to have to help another person along their entire relationship. That's exhausting to a lot of people, because ultimately at the end of the day, I feel like everyone should be their own person and everyone should be responsible for themselves, you know? DDLG is pretty niche. I guess it's a little niche. It's every extrovert when they adopt their introverts. Yeah, but like they're introverts.
How do you know if you are
like
ready
balance.
to date again?
How do you know if you're ready to date again? You'll know. You'll know. You'll know. You'll just feel ready. I don't know how to describe it. If you want to speed that process along, work on yourself. Work on yourself and get yourself okay, and stop thinking about your ex, and don't buy your ex a fucking birthday present. I swear to fucking God. Do not buy your ex a birthday present. Don't. Because I'll tell you what, they probably won't appreciate it. They probably won't appreciate it. And then you wasted your money and you wasted your time for your ex. They're your ex for a reason. Don't get them a fucking birthday present. Sometimes work with friendships is like the definition of misery loves company. True. True. Water. Despite how talkative I can be in chat, I have barely any social life outside. There's only like 1 or 2 people that I talk to regularly. You should go out more. You should go out more. Get to know more people. It's good to get practice. It's good to have practice with social interactions. Because, yeah. Just wanted to do something nice to see if we could be good again. No, absolutely not. I'm going to stop you right there. Elnit, a relationship is a fucking two-way street. Excuse my language. It is a two-way street. If they want to be with you, they will be with you, right? But like, you can't throw money at a problem and expect it to be better. Especially if you said that there were problems in the relationship and they hurt you. It's not your responsibility to get over being hurt and accept them being a jackass to you. Like, you can be nice to someone who's a jackass, and you know what they'll do? They'll keep using you and abusing you and hurting you because you're just continually proving to them that they can get away with it and you're okay with it. Don't do that. You need to drop this motherfucker. You honestly need to move on from this motherfucker. I would recommend blocking them and focusing on yourself, because you are so focused on making them happy that you are ignoring how you feel. You should be buying yourself a fucking present. You should be going out with friends and hanging out with them. You should be doing things with people who care about you, you know? It was just a silly thing I made myself in like 5 minutes. Well, that's even more reason not to give it to them then. They don't deserve your time. I don't care if it took 5 minutes. Don't give them shit. Don't give them shit, and do not talk to them on their birthday. If they want to talk to you, they'll talk to you. If you want to be good together, if you think you guys can get back together, it's because both of you want to be together and you guys both want to be good to each other. You guys have to want to be good to each other. Not good, not you be good to them because you want to be good to them and hope that they'll treat you well. No. They'll have to want to be really good to you, and you'll want to be really good to them. Otherwise, there's no point to relationship. Relationship should be about bringing two people together who want to be together because they want to make each other's lives better, and they are happy to be with each other. Yeah. Bye, Kyle. Have a good one. The trust has to be it has to be repaired to get back together. Exactly. You can't. That has to be the first and foremost thing. Yeah. Also, good luck at boarding school. Introverts just have clogged dams and you need to find the code to open the floodgates.
She took me to a lot of different things she liked, and I was really good at them. It got to the point she was jealous, frustrated. What's your opinion on that?
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. So your ex took you out to a lot of different things and you ended up being better than her. And so she got frustrated about it. Well, I think there's a few layers to that. So one, how did you react? How did you react when you did things better, right? Because that is one thing, right? Like if you gloat about it, be like, oh, I killed you, huh? I'm so much better than you, right? Of course, like, you know, that probably would make someone feel bad, you know? But ultimately, it is a them problem. If they get jealous or frustrated because you're better than them at something, that is on them. I would probably, if I were in that situation, I would sit down and have a conversation about it. I would sit down and I'd be like, hey, so when we went to go do, I don't know why I keep thinking of golf, right? Keep thinking of golf. Let's say mini golf. I went mini golfing recently. And I sucked, but I was not upset that the person I went with did better than me. It was funny. But I did better than them sometimes. But anyway, let's use mini golf as an example. Okay, mini golf, okay? Say you do mini golf and you are way better at it than your partner is, okay? And it's like your first time trying it, right? And you're like, oh my God, right? And they get frustrated. I would probably have a conversation with them and say, hey, I feel like, when we went and, you know, did mini golf, I felt like you weren't very happy when I was doing well. I want to understand why I felt like, you know, things were weird. I don't know how to phrase this because, again, like, it's not good to speak for other people. It's not good to tell other people how they feel, right? It's not good to be like, hey, why were you mad that I was doing better than you, right? Maybe that's not the reason they were mad, right? And then people get upset when you misunderstand their feelings, right? So it's a little hard to phrase it. It really just depends on it. I did have a conversation. I was like, should I not try? Well, see, that's not. Yeah, well, I think that might be a problem too. That's not a good way to go about it, because then that kind of makes them feel bad. That makes them feel like they're wrong for having feelings about things. I would probably, if I were to have that conversation, I would probably come at it as a way of trying to understand the other person feels. Like, hey, like, I feel like you were negative, or I feel like, you know, I didn't feel very good when I was winning because you didn't seem happy that I was winning. Can we talk about that? Because I want you to have a good time when we go do these things. You know, the whole reason I'm doing these things is because I want to be with you and I want to, you know, get to know these things that you like, right? And then that opens the door for her to have like a conversation with you. And maybe she's like, yeah, I'm really competitive and I really want to win. And so it's really frustrating when you beat me, right? And then you can be like, oh, okay, I understand, you know, like, and then maybe you could have a conversation about like, okay, well, maybe we should do more, right? Maybe we should do more together and we can see if we can beat each other. Or should we well, you know, whatever the task is, should we be on a team? Maybe we can be on a team together and we can go against other people, right? Because I don't want to be, you know, like, because then you can say, I'm not here to beat you. I'm here to have fun with you and I want to have fun. And if this isn't fun, then I don't want to do it, right? I want you to have a good time. So I'm here because I want to hang out with you, right? So trying to like understand and like come to like a middle ground on how to solve that can be good. But ultimately, if like the other person doesn't want to communicate, right? And they're just like, no, like, you know, like whatever, or they just don't want to talk about their feelings, then there's nothing you can do. You know, there's nothing you can do, and you can just be like, okay, all right, I'm not sure how to, you know, progress with this. And you just have to have more conversations. And I mean, you guys are exes now, so it probably is probably for the better. If she was having trouble communicating how she feels, but you do have to be, but basically your partner would have to be vulnerable and tell them how you feel, and you would need to be receptive to listen to how they feel to try and understand why. So I you know, it's hard for me to give too much advice because I don't know her reasoning, but yeah, that's what I would suggest, having a deep conversation, trying to understand each other's feelings. Yeah. Just a very competitive person. Yeah, I think you can be a competitive person and not be rude to other people who are beating you, you know? There's a balance. Being envious to the point of gatekeeping or cutting them off can do things to the person. We can have our own, we all have our own pace and should be supportive. There's no race except NASCAR. True. They genuinely want to be good at the activity, then help them improve. If they weren't having fun, change something to help them have fun. Exactly. Yeah. I love golf. I don't love golf, but I do think mini golf's very fun. I have not played it as much as I want to, you know? I'm really competitive and I do feel bad a lot of times, but I know I'm bad and I don't take it out on people. Yeah, it's good to balance that. Don't make it an issue. Every answer is communicate your feelings in specific words. It is! It literally is! That's all relationships. Communicate your feelings, be honest. Try and listen and understand the other person is basically most advice. Even if it seems dumb. Like, oh, this person was mean to me. Okay, have a conversation about it. Try and understand why they were acting that way, right? Because maybe they didn't mean to be mean to you and they didn't realize they were being mean to you. But because you didn't explain how you felt, they didn't know that they were being mean to you. Or maybe, you know, because they didn't explain how they felt, you know, they didn't realize that their words were hurtful, you know? I'm bad at golf, so I play it differently. I play straight from the cart like it's polo and it's so fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. I've never played real golf. Turns out communication is important. It's just that most people suck at it. Yeah, because to have actual good communication, relies on you being honest. And to be honest, you have to be vulnerable. And to be vulnerable, you have to put yourself in a position to get hurt. Because if you tell someone, hey, it hurt me when you said, I can't even come up with anything. You know, it hurt me when you said blah, 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 right? Then that puts the other person in a position where they can go, well, why were you hurt because of blah, blah, blah? That's dumb. I wasn't trying to hurt you with that, right? And that would hurt so much if someone you cared about said that to you, right? And that's a possibility. That's scary. It's scary to think that someone you care about so much could just literally sit there, look you straight in the eyes and say, I don't understand your feelings, and I think you're silly for feeling that way, right? That feels bad. But the hope is, right? The hope is that they don't say that and they say, oh, I hurt you. Oh, how did I hurt you? I want to understand so that I don't hurt you again. I didn't mean to hurt you. I thought I was, you know, being blah, blah, blah. I don't know how I misunderstood that, right? But the thing is too, right, is it puts the person who is also, like, for example, say I'm talking to, you know, like a friend or a partner or whatever, right? And I said something that hurt them, right? But I don't think that I hurt them. I wasn't trying to hurt them, right? I have to swallow my pride. I have to swallow what my perception of that situation was, and I have to look back and go, what could I have done better? Why, you know, like what, like I wasn't trying to be hurtful, but it doesn't mean that I wasn't, right? Like how could I have done better? So it requires both parties to be receptive and wanting to sit there and listen and understand the other person, while, you know, obviously trying to work on their own feelings. It can be tricky. It can be really, really tricky and hard, because also you got to make sure that you aren't, you got to make sure you're taking care of your own feelings and making sure that you're listening to yourself too, because it's important for you to recognize how you feel, but obviously it's important not to make other people feel bad because of your feelings. But again, that's the other thing about relationships, whether it's friendship or romantic or otherwise, no matter how much you love the other person, you will hurt them and they will hurt you. It is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You will hurt each other. It will happen, and it will probably happen several times. And so you have to, at the end of the day, be able to forgive yourself and be able to try and do better, and vice versa. They also need to be doing the same, because it's hard. But the only way that you can truly love someone and truly get closer with people is by getting to know them better. And the only way you can get to know them better is by them being vulnerable, and vice versa. It's hard and it's scary. So scary. Worst part is that it's so easy to fix. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. Thank you for telling me. I'll try not to, but please remind me if I slip up. Right. Yeah. Oh my God. That's that's literally right there. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. Thank you for telling me that I hurt you. So now I know I'll try not to hurt you in the future. And if I do, please tell me so that I can work on it. Yeah, right there. Right there. But then you have to actually follow up and do that. You got to make sure to hold yourself accountable. Sometimes there's a difference in core values that cause you to say the thing or make a joke that means that you can't be friends or lovers. Yes, and sometimes you just don't work out. Sometimes you can care and love someone so much, and you could have, you know, done so much for them, but like in the end, like it just wasn't like, it just didn't work out. Like in the end, like, you know, you don't feel good when you talk to each other about, you know, certain things, and that's okay. That's okay. You know. She wasn't really rude. She just got upset as I kept winning and she couldn't beat me, and I didn't know what to do other than to not try. And she didn't want that, so it eventually ended with my streak. My beginner's luck was too much for her. Yeah, it sounds like she has some things that she needs to work on. Cause then it turns like a fun little date hanging out into you just feeling like shit. And honestly, like in some cases, like sometimes it's better to cut like a date short than to like keep having the person that you're with hanging out with like feel like shit. You know, you can just be like, you know what? Listen, I'm not in a good mood right now. I can't take that you're beating me right now and it's making me really frustrated. I can't keep playing this game with you right now. Can we do something else? Or I need to go home and I need to relax and I need to work through my feelings because right now I am hurting you because I'm mad And that's not your problem. It's not your problem that I'm competitive and that I'm mad that I'm losing. It's my problem, you know? And sometimes, just gotta call it a day. Example, it hurt me when you said I have a big fat ass. It sounds silly. I totally have heard it happen. I mean, some people don't like being told that their body looks a certain way to, you know, another people's point of view, you know? Sadly, it's not like we can all just sign a contract at the start with all the warnings before. Right, exactly. It's not like we can go, hello, my name's Aishii Ai. Here's all my kinks. Here's all the things I struggle with. Here's the things that I'm sensitive about. Here's how I act when I'm sad. Here's how I act when I'm mad. Here's how I act when I'm happy. You know, I mean, you could do that. You could hand them all that, but because we're human and experiences and stuff like that are complicated, first off, they're not going to remember all that shit, and second off, it's better to just have a conversation about it and experience life as a human instead of like a robot, you know? Contact would make it so much easier. You would think so. It'd make it a lot less fun and sad. Also, yes, terms and conditions do go unread. That is also true. That is also true. Yes. Do we have any more questions? I know there were a few questions that were asked earlier. That didn't get asked. Hi, Alex. Welcome to the stream. Ugh. There's like just one big knot at the top of like my neck. It's just one big knot, but the rest is good. I just have one big knot at the top of my neck. The rest of my neck feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Feel a lot better today. Hell yeah. Let me see. I feel like a few of you guys. Oh, there was the question about there's the question about like marriage and stuff like that, like proposing. I think that's hard for me to like really judge because it's so different from everyone. But I feel like if you've had conversations about your expectations. Oh no, I never crack my neck. I never ever crack my neck. I've never have before and I never will. It's too scary. I think that like you should make clear like your expectations when it comes to how you want to progress with the relationship. So like, for example, if you want to get married and you're like, yeah, I'd really like to get married, you know, before like this age or whatever. Like that's really important to me, right? You can bring it up. You can bring it up and you can mention it. And ultimately, if you feel like they aren't progressing in the way that you need them to, that's when you can sit down and you can have a deep conversation and say, listen, I really care about you and I want to spend my life with you. And honestly, I think fuck gender roles. You can also just, you just propose to them. But I also think that it shouldn't necessarily always be a surprise. You can just have a conversation about it and be like, hey, I really want to tie the knot. I really want to get married to you. Is that something that we can do? Is that something that we can work towards within this time span, right? This is something that I would like. And then you can give, I don't think it's an ultimatum. Maybe some people will see it as an ultimatum, but you can kind of be like, hey, I want to, you know, spend my life with you. And if that's something you're not ready for, that is okay. But it means that I need to end this relationship so I can go after this dream that's really important to me. Like if marriage is really important to you, then it should be something that you mention, but make sure not to obviously pressure the other person. And the way to do that is by using a lot of I statements. So just talking about like the things that you want and the things that you need. It's like, hey, like it's really important to me that I have kids before I'm 40. You know, I'm such and such years old, and you know, I really want to have you know, such and such kids or whatever, or like I really want to settle down and, you know, own a house by such and such year, you know, and marriage, you know, it'd be really great if I could do that with a marriage partner, you know. So I you know, is that something that we can do, or is that something you're not comfortable with or you're not ready for yet? Don't be afraid to walk away. Because again, just because the relationship ends doesn't mean that you guys can't get back together, right? There have been stories of people who have...
What are some of your deal breakers? To give us a context of things to be mindful of, not just for you, but in general as well. Also, what qualities do you feel are important?
I will answer that question here in a second. Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to leave a relationship, because you guys can always get back together if you guys feel that you'll be good together, right? But don't wait around. Don't wait around because there's this what if in the air. No. Don't. Absolutely do not. You guys should be on the same page. Yeah. Breakup doesn't have to be painful. True. Sometimes it simply don't work out, and that's fine. True. And I will say, like the breakup will probably still feel painful, even if you're both on the same page, just because it's a loss of something, right? It's the end of something, and the end of a chapter can feel sad. An end of a book can feel sad. But ultimately, like, it's an end of a chapter because you both care about each other, right? And you both want each other to be happy, but you haven't been able to make each other happy in the ways that you want, and so you had to close that chapter, and that's okay. And that's okay. You can maintain the traditional proposal surprise by only narrowing it down to a month or a week. True. I think we should get married next year. And then you have a whole lead up to, yeah, exactly. You can also say that, like, I'd really like to get married before the end of 2025. That is really incredibly important to me. And you know, I would love to be married to you if that's something that, you know, you would like to do that journey with me, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Have y'all been in a relationship so bad that you do something out of reflex in response to a familiar gesture despite them not meaning it? Yeah, I think that's human nature, which is sad. It's sad. But you have to take accountability and you know, let them know that, like, that was something that you had to work on, that you're really sorry. Yeah. True. Proposals and weddings are ceremonies, not the promise itself. They're like announcements that you made the promise. True. True. Yes. Okay, so what are some of your deal breakers? Deal breakers, just not
sometimes
being
I have
on the same
trouble joining
page.
other girls in one-on-one spaces. How do I shake off my nerves?
I assume that girls are what are who you're attracted to, right? If you had trouble joining one-on-one spaces with other girls, I think that, like, it's good to understand why. I'm gonna answer your question that you asked earlier, Bonkers, as well, but let me answer this real quick. I would try and understand why that is, right? Are you nervous because you haven't been around girls a lot? Are you nervous because you just find girls in general really pretty, and you know, their prettiness just makes you, like, feel intimidated? Are you nervous around girls because society has told you that you have to get together with girls and you should have feelings for girls and you should make babies with girls, and so it makes you nervous because that's a lot of expectations all at once? There's a lot of questions to be had about why one might be nervous. I think you need to understand where that nervousness comes from, so that you can understand that, because it'll be hard for you to be comfortable around girls, and it might be hard for girls to be comfortable around you if you feel too nervous, right? All the above, probably. So I would probably spend a lot of time thinking about it. I'd spend a lot of time thinking about it and trying to understand why you feel that way. So that you can be comfortable, because at the end of the day, no matter what your gender is, no matter how you look, we're all human, and we're all just doing our best. And we're all very unique and also all very, very different as well. So, yeah, that's my answer. As for deal breakers, I think ultimately what it comes down to for deal breakers is just people who don't want to understand you and aren't willing to listen to you when you want to explain how you feel. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, world is not black or white. Things are not, you know, good or evil. There's lots and lots of grays. It really depends on specific context, right? Because it's good for your partner to listen to you, but if your partner is only listening to you and you are not listening to your partner and you're making it all about you and you're only talking about your problems, but you're not listening to when your partner has problems, that's not good, right? That's not good. So yeah, I would say yeah, like your partner not wanting to listen or understand you, right? I think jealousy is like consistent jealousy. I think that humans get jealous occasionally. That's pretty normal. But like consistent jealousy is a huge like red flag, and consistent like not wanting you to do things like really. Oh, there we go. Control. Like wanting to control your partner is in my opinion is a deal breaker. Because we are all, like I said, we're all our individual people, and no one else should be telling me, and no one else should be telling you what you can or cannot do. Under no circumstances can they be doing that, right? Now, of course, if that means that, like, if they're like, hey, I don't like it when you hug your friends, right? I don't like it when you hug your friends, right? And if you don't really like hugging your friends, then that can be fine, right? It's like, oh yeah, I just hug my friends because I was told to always hug, but actually I'm not that into like, you know, physical touch. Then it can be fine, right? Of course, the reason as to why they don't like you hugging friends can be another conversation, but like ultimately, like they shouldn't be telling you what to do, like most especially if it's things that you like to do. That's just weird. That's just weird. And ultimately, I think like deal breakers are a misalignment with core values. Core values. I think that is probably an obvious one. Jealousy is normal. Would you text her on that phone? Are you cheating? Is blah. Yeah, absolutely. I think in my opinion, and granted this is different from person to person, I think if you feel the need to look through a partner's phone, I think that's pretty weird. I think that's pretty weird. However, if you have had a lot of bad experience and that's what makes you feel comfortable and your partner does not mind, then I think it can be fine. I just think that it's an invasion of privacy, and I don't think that that's very fair. And I think that's I think that is you portraying your insecurities and your experiences onto your partner unfairly. That is just my opinion. I know other people disagree. Other people don't care. They're like, oh yeah, sure. Here's my phone. I don't care. Right? Right? And don't get me wrong. I'd hand my phone to a lot of people. I'm just like, oh, there's some titty pictures on there, by the way. Sorry. I've legitimately said those words to a friend before. I'm like, oh yeah, it's in my gallery. Here you go. You can take a look. I don't care what they look at. But not everybody feels that way, right? Not everybody feels like they, you know, people feel more sensitive about their private space, and that's okay. That's okay. But I don't think that anyone should force anyone to show them anything, you know? And if they're like, if you don't show me your phone, we're breaking up, and you don't feel comfortable having your privacy invaded, yeah, just break up. Literally just break up. Doesn't mean you're cheating. You just don't want to show your phone, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm open to letting a partner look through my phone, but if they require it, I think that's a deeper problem. Right, exactly. That's a mild worry, then I'm happy to. Right. Just hook my partners up to electroshock devices to literally control them like a puppet. Oh my fucking god, shut the fuck up. And private space is invite only. Yeah, exactly. It should be your call. It should be your call what you want to do with your private spaces and your private information. Everyone wants an obsessive controlling yawn today until they get an obsessive controlling yawn today. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's only good in fiction. Same with what's it called? Same with perverts, right? Perverts are only good in the context of like fiction. It's like, oh yeah, he's looking at my skirt. It's like, no, don't actually. Don't actually look up random girl skirts. That is, you will get taken by the police. Also, that's assault, and they might hurt you in return out of self-defense. She wants a GPS tracker because she's worried I'll cheat. I'm leaving. If she wants it because she knows I get
wonder
hurt
how
and wants to
you
keep me
feel
safe,
about
I'm
porn
staying.
in a
Right.
relationship. As in your partner having it, or even looking at them.
Oh my God, porn! I am pro porn. I am pro porn, but obviously, like I said, it is not black or white. There are shades of gray. If someone has, like, you know, say for example, a porn addiction, obviously that's not a good idea. But like, you know, I think that it depends on the person's relationship with sex and with intimacy and with porn as to whether or not that is good for like them, right? Like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Go look at whatever the heck you want. Get up to whatever the heck you want, whether you're in a relationship or not. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. Let's go. I'm the kind of person to where I send my friends stuff. I'm like, hey, yo. Like, I have friends who send me comics and video of like Jane and Seth from ZZZ. And it's great. I'm like, yes, this is awesome. But like, it's not weird because we don't make it weird. You know? I feel like sex is a very normal thing. It's a very, very, very normal thing. And so it's only as weird as you make it, you know? And I know some people might not be into it if they have certain religious beliefs or certain stuff. Maybe it's difficult for them, you know? That's totally fine. But ultimately, you decide what that's like for you. And again, as long as you're not telling other people how to feel or what to do, then it's fine. Like, I don't think that it's right for you to get into a relationship and tell someone like, hey, you can't watch this stuff anymore. You can't do that stuff anymore. But you can be like, hey, I don't want to watch that stuff with you. Or I don't, you know, I'm not comfortable knowing at this point in time what you do look at, right? That can be fine. You can speak for yourself. You just can't speak for the other. You know? You know? You know? Zao. Degentace, 10 out of 10. And partners with very polarizing attitudes with it. Delete all of this now, or hey, show me you stuff you really like. Yeah, it's the line is whatever it is for that person. If they're neglecting you for porn, that's an addiction. Yes, that is true. But well, that could be several things. That could be both addiction and also a bad relationship with sex because of the stuff that that the porn is made to feel normal that isn't actually normal, you know. So definitely, but luckily there are sex therapists that can help couples with stuff like that. But you have to be willing to talk about your sex life with another person, and that's really intense for some people, and it's not necessarily something that they would feel comfortable with. Depending, it really depends. Sex is such a polarizing topic for some fucking reason.
To add on to my question
so
earlier,
hard.
It feels like I'm vulnerable in moderately intimate situations. Like it doesn't feel bad, but I go quiet and struggle to be as social as I think I can be.
Oh, I see. I feel like that probably just comes down to just practice. Just practice. Practice, and you can also, if you feel safe to be to talk with the person that you're spending time with, talk to them about how you're feeling. So that way, they can understand how you feel, and they can probably help you understand what you're feeling too. Mm-hmm. That's caused by a bad relationship. The porn is escape. So true. So true. Should there be a standard as to who you care about, or does it depend on us? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean, what that question meant. Being sexually compatible is overlooked. Yes, it's a tricky discussion to have because you usually have to have it before. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Not everyone's going to be sexually compatible. And that has to do with like emotions and also quite literally like body parts. Sometimes things are just painful. and that it is unfortunate, but there are some people who I know that they have broken up because they got hurt every single time because of their size. Like, sometimes it happens. It happens. Sometimes it's not compatible for several reasons. It happens. It really does. Some people like the pain. Other people don't like having to regularly visit the hospital. I know people who have had partners who've had to regularly visit the hospital. It's all about talking about your boundaries. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I think the thing that make me attracted to someone the most on a shallow level is someone I can make laugh easily. Hell yeah! Oh yeah. Being able to make someone laugh is so in the most hilarious way, hot. Humor is my best litmus test on if I can vibe with someone or not. Yeah! Yeah! I don't even like the idea of talking about my intimate tastes with someone other than a partner. That's fair. Not everyone's comfortable with that. That's far beyond discomfort. I respect the effort to try so many times. Yep. Some people really do try. They really do try. Suffering from success, yes. You have to regularly visit the hospital, you're doing it wrong. No, that's... Listen. The only way... Okay, so listen, like... I'm gonna put this in as the plainest terms as possible without being too detailed. Okay, like... When there's a hole, it only goes so far, right? And when you have a length that is considerably longer than that, you can understand that there's only so much that can go in there. And sure, you can not try and thrust that much in there, right? But if you have been with other people who can, it's gonna be kind of difficult to not do that. Also, for some people, not being able to have like that, being able to get the full length in those places isn't satisfying for them. So yeah, sometimes you have to call it quits because it's not enough for both people. And yeah. Anyway, that's a thing. That's a thing. Let's see. I think there was another question earlier that I wanted to answer. Wearing a stop block sounds like a good idea, but it's not very practical. Ugh. Sounds like it would hurt too. I mean, no matter what, someone's getting hurt, I guess. Somebody's getting hurt. I can't find the other question that I saw.
You know, I was going to be a cheeky SOB and ask if size mattered, but I see we're already having this conversation. Instead, I'll ask, how do you broach esoteric, intimate interests with someone?
Esoteric? That's how you're choosing to say it. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Thank you for the blue super chat. Thank you for the blue super chat, Wolfle. Whatever you're doing. Hi, Hilda-san. Welcome in. Like, if you have a particular, like, interest in like, size, I guess? I'm trying to understand what you mean by that specifically. Oh, I see, Wolfle. I see. Look, I don't want to just say, how do I tell my partner about, about your kinks. I think that is I think that's a conversation that is really, it's really important to have, but I think it should happen naturally. Like, I think, like, people love talking about themselves, right? So I would, like, I would like ask them about theirs. Like, oh, so like what sort of things are you into, right? Because they should, right? They should be asking about yours too. And then it could be an easy way to also like broach like talking about yours if you find out you have something in common, right? Right? They're like, oh yeah, I like Shibari. Shibari's cool. I'd be like, oh shit, I love Shibari. I think Shibari's really cool too. I've been wanting to practice some more. You know, I have a set of ropes, and you know, I'd really like to. Is that something you know maybe you'd like to do? Right? There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I would just ask, to be honest. Boy Scouts has taught me well. Shit, let's go, let's go. You know those knots, boy. You know those knots. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah. This is fun. You guys feel like any of this has been helpful? I think I went on a few tangents. I think there was like a few times that I wanted to say a little bit more, but I lost my train of thought. But hopefully, like, when I did lose my train of thought, I still got the thought across. I tend to ramble a little bit, so sometimes I don't, even if I say more, I'm kind of just saying the same thing over and over. So me feeling like I wasn't able to get it all out, I already did. I just felt like I didn't. Been informative, thoughtful, and sometimes outright silly. Good, just as I want it. Just as I want it. You help me at least. Good. Throw that fucking thing away. Whatever you made for your fucking ex, bro. You better not. You better not give it to them. I have no clue. I just got here. Oh, well, we're having a relationship advice stream. You can ask a question. Do exclamation point ask, A-S-K, and then space, and then you can ask a question about like a family relationship, a friend relationship, or a romantic relationship, or whatever else. Yeah. I'm giving relationship advice. Forgot most of the knots from Scouts. Damn. I taught canoeing and knife safety. That's awesome. Not applicable in this context. Hey, knife safety is good. Sometimes you need, you should have a pair of scissors or a knife nearby if you are doing rope things. You know? So there you go. You know how to have a knife and be safe. That's would be useful, especially for Bao. It's been helpful. I'm glad. I'm glad. I feel like I was able to touch on a few things that I really wanted to. That you guys asked. You know? I taught by example. I showed them all my scars and said, this is why you don't act stupid. That's so fucking funny. Oh my god. This OST is so fitting with the kind of talk we had. I thought so too. I was listening to ZZZ music earlier and I was like,
how to stop crush from being dry at texting.
Fuck, I gotta fucking use this song during today's stream. It's too perfect. How to stop crush from being dry texting? Tell them like are they not texting you back very often? And do they know that you have a crush on them? Because it can be a few things. It could be a few things, right? Like one, if you have a crush on them and you are texting them and they're not texting back much, it could be a sign that they are not interested in being more than just friends with you. And you're coming on too strong and they don't want to talk to you that much. Or if they already know you have a crush on them, right? And they are interested in you, they might not know like your texting habits, and they might not know that you wanna talk more. You wanna talk more, and you can have a conversation about like, hey, like I really want to get to hear from you more throughout the day. Do you think that we'd be able to text a little bit more? Putting the ball in their court. And they can decide if and then you can understand if like they're just forgetting to text you, or because they're busy. They don't have time to text you any more than they already are. Or maybe texting you this much already is kind of stressful to them. You know, maybe it's putting a lot of pressure on your guys' friendship, you know? I messed up for 3 times. You'll have to give more context. The classic, is she talking to you or is she just answering you? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's good to know. It's good to know where you stand in that. Because some people could just be messaging you back to be nice. and not actually wanna chat with you. One of those things, some of those things you can kind of pick up on like context clues and like reading the quote unquote room. But other times it's not that easy, especially if it's hard for you to pick up on like social cues and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Depends. It all depends. If you're on the spectrum, it can be even harder as well. So it's good to just use honesty in that case. Just ask straight up. Just ask straight up. Also, talking from experience, even if you don't tell them you have a crush, they can figure it out, and you're gonna have to read the cues. Yeah. And again, and if you can't read the cues, if you're in the dark, just ask. Just ask. Because again, if you ask like, hey, like I want to talk more, I have feelings for you and I really want to get to know you better. And they're like, listen, I'm not into that. I don't want to talk to you anymore. The chances are they were probably going to stop talking to you anyway. Just, it was going to be more painful and it was going to be slowly over the course of time. It would have sucked more. It's going to kind of end the same way. The fastest way is to be clear. Say you want to chat more. That'll get a solid answer. Exactly. Exactly. Because if they don't want to chat more, then it's their responsibility to speak up and say how they feel. Because you're not a mind reader. And you shouldn't be. No one can be, you know? You know? Yeah. All right, I think we'll take just a few more questions. So if anyone has a relationship related question, you get some relationship advice either for like friendship, family, or relationships. We'll take just a couple more. Hi, Ivy1, welcome in. Hello, Snowball. Hi, darling. Oh, you're so cute. Such a cute kitty. She's so sweet. Hi, darling. Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute. She's so cute. Ultimately, if I were to give like one piece of advice, it'd just be stand up for yourself, but also want to like be vulnerable so that you can be loved, and listen and want to understand others because they want the same thing as you. So make sure that you're giving back in that way too. But also leave room for yourself too. Don't forget about yourself. Yeah. Yeah. I did have a girl spread a bunch of lies and blow up a friend group after I said I just wanted to chat more. Some people are just rotten. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing you could do about that. Some people are just fucking
because my job
weird.
is either contract or YouTube based. My parents have a hard time accepting I have a real job and are constantly worried about me. Any advice on how to ensure them I'm doing fine?
It can be difficult because I don't know, like, if perhaps like your family has like what culture, or if your parents have certain like maybe religious views and stuff, because unfortunately like culture and religious views does change things about especially like parents and stuff like that, because they can feel certain ways and believe certain things. That makes it hard. But my general advice for that would be just, I would try and like just be honest and serious with them and say, trust me, you know? And if you wanna dull their worries, then you can say, you know, you can say like, I appreciate, oh, you want up on my lap, darling? Oh, you're so cute. You can say, I appreciate that you care about me and that you want me to do well, but I need you to trust me. I need you to believe that what I'm doing makes me happy. I need you to believe that what I'm doing is something that is good for me, because I don't want you to worry about me so much you know, because it makes me sad to see you worry. But like, recognize their feelings of like them worrying for you, most likely out of concern, right? Because they don't understand the industry, right? I mean, YouTube wasn't a work, you know, wasn't something you could make money off of, you know, 25 years ago. And here we are, it's a full-blown job. But yeah, just I would try and put their concerns to rest and just let them know that like, hey, I appreciate that you care about me so much, but you know, this is you know, I feel really good about this. I feel confident about this. Maybe explain the job a little bit more to them in like layman's terms if you can, so that they get it. Maybe give them less information, maybe like sometimes less is more. But ultimately all you can really do is you can show them by doing what you do, right? By showing that you are responsible, showing them that, you know, you can take care of yourself. That's one of the biggest ways to show them outside of words. If words aren't enough, showing them that you're doing well, by being responsible and, you know, I don't know.
Maybe my crush
Paying
is
bills
older,
on
more
times
mature
or
than me.
something.
I
I
think
don't
I'm
know.
still immature.
I don't know what like to like suggest for that. Because everybody has different opinions about what makes you responsible, right? In some cases, owning a home is responsible. In some cases, owning a home is very irresponsible. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sometimes living outside your parents' house is responsible. Other times, it's irresponsible. No matter how old you are, you're like it really just depends. So I'm not sure what guidance outside of what I've given you to give, since it's kind of depends on circumstances. Yeah. Also, I wish you luck, Melvin. I don't have enough context about your situation to give you any more advice than what I've given. So, immaturity can have to do with it, and trying to learn more and trying to understand yourself and understand other people through experience is good. But having a conversation can usually help a lot. Yeah. My bank will give you a loan. Surely it's responsible, right? 2008 didn't happen. No. 2008 definitely didn't happen. Recession? Depressions? Nah. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I have antisocial tendencies and I miss social cues. When people get upset, I explain while asking, and they tell me to seek therapy for their issues without explaining. Am I at fault here? Also, Papa Johnson, thank you so much for that tier 1 resubscription on Twitch for 9 months. Thank you so much. It is a Twitch baby. It's true. It's true. Antisocial tendencies and I miss social cues. When people get upset, I explain while asking, and they tell me to. So ultimately, like, the unfortunate part is like if you do miss social cues and other people get upset, like it's, if you make a social situation awkward, like that sucks, right? And the only way that you can improve upon that is by working on it. Like if you are antisocial and you want to improve, then you should be seeking out that to do that. Because if you're making other people feel uncomfortable because of those tendencies, then yeah, like you are negatively affecting other people, right? That is a fact. Now, there is such a thing as over-explaining, right? Because if you explain like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. Yeah, I just have a lot of antisocial tendencies and stuff like that. That can come off as you excusing your behavior by giving an excuse. And so some people won't appreciate that, because then what that feels like to people is you saying, hey, I hurt you. Yeah, I'm kind of sorry about that. It's because of this thing that I know I struggle with. And I'm not doing anything about it, so like you're just gonna have to get over it. That's what it feels like you're telling them, if that's like what's happening, right? And so that's why people might be frustrated and they might not appreciate you.
My crush has a very strict family, for real. Cold face, cold face, cold face, cold face.
So like, it really depends, right? It depends on how you're saying it and how you're expressing it. because ultimately, like, everyone's responsible for their own feelings, but if... I see. I usually go, I can see I visibly made you upset. Can you please explain what I did wrong? Now, I think that's a good thing to do, but the only problem is that can be really helpful for friendships. But in some cases, if you are saying that to everybody that you meet for the first time, that can be frustrating and exhausting to people that you're meeting for the first time. Because when people are having a social interaction, they don't want their like first social interaction to have to be to stop what they're doing to explain to someone else what just happened, basically. Because it makes them frustrated and it feels like the other person's putting the responsibility of that social interaction on them, right? And that can be frustrating for some people, and they don't want to do that. And they don't have to do that. They don't have to explain to you what you did wrong, right? Of course, it's frustrating for you because then it makes it harder for you to understand what you did wrong. But ultimately, they're right in the way of it's not their responsibility to help you understand those situations. It is the responsibility of a licensed therapist to talk to you about these situations, to go over these social interactions and talk about it and tell you how to improve. Because unfortunately, yeah, it is incredibly high effort to stop what you're doing, to tell someone how that interaction could have gone better. It is how it is for most people who are neurotypical, and even for people who aren't neurotypical. For some of us, I'm not neurotypical. For those of us, we might not have a lot of spoons that day. We might not have a lot of spoons that day. And if I were to run into somebody at like the grocery store, and that sort of thing would happen, unfortunately, I would probably be like, I'm so sorry, I can't have this conversation now. And I would leave. If I didn't have a lot of spoons that day, if I was really exhausted, right? If I was really exhausted. But I think it's a good conversation to have with like friends, or talk to friends about like, hey, so I did this thing today and this happened. What could I have done something better? Is probably better, because your friends will know you better. Will know you better. And therapy can only go so far, but it doesn't account for every single interaction with a person. But ultimately, like, how you go about life is your responsibility, unfortunately. Like, how you talk to other people and how you make other people feel. And if it's happening frequently enough to where you feel like it's a problem, it is unfortunately, like, it is something that you have to work on. And therapy can only go so far, depending on your circumstances, right? There are ways that you can look back on conversations. One, you can make an effort to record audio of conversations you have with people so you can go back, review it, and decide how you could have said things better. You can have a social interaction, write it down, keep a little sketchbook with you or a little notebook with you, or open up the notes app on your phone and write down how that social interaction went, right? Review it later, try and figure it out. A therapist can help with that, because then you can also give that stuff to them and say, hey, this happened. Hey, this happened. Hey, this happened. Especially if it's happening frequently enough every single day to where you feel like it's negatively impacting your day, or it's negatively impacting other people's day every day. You should definitely like try and like sit down and try and figure it out, you know? But unfortunately, it does sound like this is something that I can't necessarily help with, because it seems more deep-rooted than a simple answer can really get you. Because when it comes down to it, then like, yes, like communication is really important, but you can't put the pressure of someone else like having that deep of a conversation with you unless you're close already. Because the unfortunate fact is, we don't like no single person owes anyone an explanation for anything ever. Even if someone hurts your feelings, they don't owe you an explanation. They don't have to tell you anything. Now you get to decide whether or not that person gets to be in your life, right? If they make you feel bad and they're not willing to have a conversation with you about it, then yeah, it's probably not a good relationship. Probably shouldn't be talking to them, and you should probably just go your separate ways, right? But no one is required to sit down and tell you about anything ever, which sucks. Most especially if you're on the spectrum, because it's hard to make any progress. It's hard to learn, but that is that, because if all of us were required to give explanations for everything, we would not have individuality, we would not have control over our lives, and we would always be at the whim of everyone else, and that is not a way that you can live, because we do have free will, and we need to be able to go about our day to day in a way that makes us feel secure, happy, and safe. And hopefully we do that in a way that doesn't purposely hurt other people or even accidentally hurt other people, but sometimes it will. And it is up for you to decide whether or not that is something you want to change. You know, if hurting other people in that way is beneficial to you in your life or whatnot, yeah, it's ultimately up to you to decide. Gotta think about it. But when it comes to, you know, your interactions with other people and stuff like that, you can't rely on other people to tell you what you did wrong or what you should do better, as that is unfortunately not something that they should be required to do. But it is something that, like, a therapist can help you with a lot, especially if you find a therapist that you really jive and vibe with, which can be difficult, but yeah. That's what they're paid to do. They're paid to help you live your best life, because that is what they signed up to do, and they should try and be doing a good job of that. I'm a really big advocate for therapy as someone who's been in it for years, and I've had 2 different therapists who are similar in some ways and completely different in others, and I highly recommend it. I know it's really difficult for some people, and I know that it might be outside of your budget, but there are options and there are ways to get help. There are coaches. There are people who specialize in helping people who have trouble with social interactions. There are people who have who can help people who have trouble in, you know, intimate moments, even just friendship, family. There are people whose sole job is to help people feel safe, feel heard, feel comfortable, and are able to go about day-to-day life in a way that makes them feel good and makes the people around them feel good. So there is people to help with that. There is, and there are people who love to make everyone smile. So, yeah. Also, to ask your question about being cheated on, it sounds like you need to raise your standards. If everyone you have ever gotten with always cheats on you and you feel like it's a result of you being or looking a certain way, I'll again say that it is subjective. It is all subjective. Looks are all subjective. And one person's yuck is another person's yum. But if every single person you've ever been with has always cheated on you, then it means that you are not dating the right people. You're dating people who don't respect you. And so you should probably review how that relationship has gone, all your relationships have gone, and decide to try and not date anybody who treats you the way that those people have. Because you deserve better. You deserve better. Also, hi, Tank Dog. How to get in a relationship? That is a very broad statement. Okay, how do you get in a relationship? Or a broad question, I should say. Okay, how you get in a relationship is 1. You get to know somebody and you like them and you like how they make you feel, and you like their life and their personality and how they go about doing things. 2, you usually have romantic feelings for them, or at least to have a desire to be close with them. 3, the other person feels the same way about you. And then 4, you both have a conversation about how you feel, and you decide to spend, sorry, my cat's playing with things on the floor, so I kept looking over. You decide to go about life together because you decide that being close and talking to each other often adds to your life and adds to theirs. That is how to get into a relationship. Yes. Yep. Yep. Yay! Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all your questions today. Or for what I picked up on. Yeah. This was fun. This was fun. I hope that the advice that I gave was helpful. And I hope that the harsh truths weren't too harsh. I know I scolded a couple of you guys. Don't you dare talk to your ex-boyfriend. I swear to fucking God. Don't talk to your ex-boyfriend. Don't give him a gift. Or ex-partner. I don't remember if you said boyfriend. Ex-partner. Could be anybody. The golfing, the great mender and ruiner of relationships. Apparently. Thank you so much for the yellow super chat. Thanks for the advice today. I needed it. Well, I'm glad it could help. Sending my ex a letter right now. She's still stalking me. No! I hope you guys had fun with our little icicles. Do you like our little TTS icicles? Wait, I can do a thing. Hold on, here, I'll do a thing. Let me see if I can do this thing and I can have it just say everything that you guys are saying. Just for fun. Let's see. Let me see if I can do it. Just to do it. Say everything. Maybe. Huh? Marco!
Thank you so much for the stream. Laughing face.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $10 tip, Marco. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad that you had a good time. Thank you guys. Stop saying I'm cute. I wanna have it to where you guys can just do it. There's like a way I can have it to where it just always goes. I want it to where it goes. I want the icicle to talk. You're a funny man. I don't know about that. You are a wise old man. No cuteness. Thank you. Finally. Thanks for letting me lurk. Thanks for lurking. Do you laugh, you lose challenge next stream. I already did that during my streamathon. You should go watch it. I want to see. How do I want you guys. Well, here, whatever. Can we do? Here, exclamation point TTS. Do exclamation point TTS before your message. Maybe it'll work. See if it works. Dang it didn't work. Why didn't it work? I wanted you guys to spam it. Dang it. Okay,
I
well,
is cute.
fuck off. Okay, here. We'll do this instead. We'll just do this instead. TTS, no cooldown. Okay, we'll do that. 1 second. And then it'll work. Oops. Because I want you guys to see it. It's so cute. Just for today. It also said I instead of I. Ooh. Okay, there you go. Now do exclamation point TTS. There shouldn't be a cooldown. No, and no caps. Try it now.
I is the cutest girl I know from the year 4000.
I is pretty cool. Cute
Thank
but
you.
cool is
What?
pretty high on the list.
What the fuck?
Why is I so cute?
I am
I
not.
is cool.
Thank you. Thank
Help.
you.
Please send help. There's no toilet paper. Yeah.
Yes, hi yo.
God damn it. God damn it. Well, that's pretty fun, huh?
I is also cute.
No, I'm not.
funny.
No.
I's cuteness is too much. I'm going to melt.
I hope you do melt. I hope you do fucking melt.
LMAO.
Too cute.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Get out of here. Get out of
If
here.
you say you're not cute, then you are.
No! Oh my god. Oh
No.
my god.
Her coldness towards us calling her cute is keeping me together. Also, I am odd basement needs some more food. We ran out.
No, starve to death. That's what you get for calling me cute. That's what you get for calling me cute, okay?
I won't stop.
I'm with a cutie.
I is co-cute. You gave us too much power.
I know I
Are you
did.
cuter than Snowball?
God damn it.
Absolutely.
The
God
mind of an
damn
old
it.
man, but the face of an angel.
You have 2 voicemail messages. Please enter your password.
What
You're
the
cool.
fuck?
Worth it.
The fucking
Be nice,
voice.
guys.
The voice it chose for that was so perfect, Rebel.
Kawaii.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, okay. Well,
Skibbity goon max fanuum tax reggie the rock with a handbag. Oh, what will you do if Jesus had a low taper fade? While thalamin my penis in DHA car door.
Let's go. You have 99 unread love letters.
what message was that? I didn't even see that message. What the fuck? I'm crying. I'm crying. I slammed my penis in the car door. He slammed his
Skibbity
penis
Sigma
in the
Pommy.
car door. I did listen to that for an hour the other day.
Bunkers going bonkers.
Okay, anyway.
Medic.
The heck is happening?
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I will be streaming next week. Obviously, next week. I will have the schedule out as soon as I can. I spent a little too long today setting up today. I was so tired last night. I went to bed almost immediately after stream. So, yeah, just I should have the schedule out tomorrow though, no problem.
Thanks for the
Thank you
stream.
guys.
Remember, guy is cool cute.
Oh my fucking god.
Thanks for the stream.
Thank
Bless
you.
God.
Thank
Never forget the
you.
most important fact of life for
What?
Icicles.
What?
I is a cutie pie.
Anyway, before we go, I'm gonna say thank
Thank you
you
for
to
streaming.
all
You're a
of my wonderful,
Thank you for
wonderful
the stream
Chill
and for
Billy
the
and
advices.
Up YouTube members. You guys get an extra special thank you at the end of every stream, so I'm gonna say thank you to you. Let's see. I'm gonna give a huge thank you to.
You are beautiful.
Thank you so much, cutie. And whoever says it's not cute automatically becomes cute.
Oh my god, Carl
Thank you
Jacobs,
so
Carl
much.
Legion, Chicken
Fine, you're cool.
Adobo,
The missing
Arigato,
word
I'll
where
give
it
Winter
is
Breeze,
unknown
Shade
where it
Darkfire,
isn't.
03 Text,
We're
Kevin
never getting
Argonis,
this again.
and Theo. Thank you guys
LMO.
so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Me.
Thank you
Crying in
guys.
the club tonight because
Oh
I is
my god. Oh
too cute.
my fucking god. I can't stand you guys. Okay, let's see who we're gonna raid.
Icicle loves you, Icicles.
Who are we gonna raid? Let's see. Who are we gonna raid? Let's see. I don't know who we are gonna raid. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. Mono. Mono is streaming. Oh, Mono's streaming Civ. Oh, she's been streaming for a while. 6 hours ago! What the fuck? Mono's been streaming a long fucking time. Jesus Christ, she's locked in. All right, let's go raid Mono on YouTube.
Bye all.
And
Raw input
then-
number. Raw input number.
Let's see.
Z's.
Let's go raid Sayu. Let's go raid Sayu over on Twitch. She's doing a she's doing a kink tier list. Yo, let's go. Oh, she's doing a good one too. I need to do this one. God damn, I need to do that one. Okay,
Michael,
thank
don't
you
leave me here.
guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you.
We'll miss you.
All
out.
of my
Bye,
icicles.
bye, bye.
Snowflake
All
Icicle
of you,
Whiteheart
don't
Drop
forget,
Snowflake.
guys, don't forget
Pink tier
to
lists.
create your
Seems like I will
own
need to revisit hers.
icicle.
Bye.
We have the forum as well as the different icicles that you can choose and customize and stuff. It's on the
will happily
YouTube
use
community tag, and then it's also on Discord and also on Twitter. Here I'll do !icicles, icicles. All right, and go check it out, and make sure to submit yours so it can be featured on a future stream.
See
Okay.
you next time. Woo,
All right, guys.
bye.
Thank you guys so much. Bye. And as always, guys, Aishii did it. Bye, guys. Bye. See you later. Maybe
I
tomorrow.
praise the real life.
Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It's either tomorrow or I'll see you guys
Bye, girl.
on Monday.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye, AI.